never die. Video games, movies, sports on the line. Your favorites carved in stone divine. It's all about your top four, nothing more. Rushmore show kicking down the door. Ranking the icons, the greats we adore. It's all about your top four, nothing more.
This is the Rushmore Show where it's all about your top four and nothing more. Andy, it's Thursday night. You know what that means? It's time for another Rushmore. And we got a lot going on, man. It's January. It's episode 2 of year 5. And we have some great guests. Got the Fiesta Bowl going on. Football's winding down into the playoffs. And it's wild card weekend and just so many awesome things that are happening in the sports world, but we're hanging out in video games, dude. And we got some conventions coming up, Andy. We've got Pelicon in like 2 weeks. We've got Gonzalez RetroCon coming up in a couple months. St. Tammany Collectors Con, Southeast Gaming Exchange, and Augusta Gaming Expo. We're supposed to be at all those, but we'll talk more about that at halftime. If you're coming on in, Nighttime Luigi, welcome in. Nighttime Luigi, I've been meaning to connect with you. I have an amazing guide of creators that I think you need to be in. I would love to have you in. Welcome in, Nighttime Luigi. It's been a minute. And welcome in, Master Games Guru X. And obviously, welcome in Gamer Ahmer. If you're coming in, say hello, hit that like button. The like button's the best thing to get it out to all of our friends. And Andy, how's your week been?
Week has been great. No more fantasy football, so it's a lot less stressful.
Yeah, fantasy football is over. Tech Buzz in the house. I'm sending the wrenches out. You guys are all getting bones right now. That means you can share your channels. So share your channels if you have a wrench. And Kenneth's in the house. Welcome in. Robert Pops Gramps Springs. Robert just became a grandpa. Well, it's about a year now. But man, nice. Obed, and yes, indeed, it's been a good while. Yeah, Nighttime Luigi. So we have a book. I'll show you here in a second. Andy, take me off the screen, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. But Andy, talk to the screen.
I'm having a good time.
There it is.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's bonus points if you know that quote from that movie. Fantasy football.
Your favorite movie of all time?
Yeah. I was bumped from the first round. Do you have it? You ready?
I am. I have it.
Oh, cool.
There that fast. So, hey, look, we'll talk a little bit about it later, Nighttime, but I don't know if you're going to be here. I have this book, The Coalition of Christian Creators, and I know that you would love to be in this 140 different creators. We hand this out at conventions to all the people that hang out with us, and I think you would want to be a part of it. And I've been meaning to connect with you, so just sharing that. But hey, let's get this thing going, Andy. We got a lot of people in the chat. 13, 14. The record's 41, by the way. And if you want to know who was on that show, it was Mort's Garage and Square Pegs. Hey, there's Grailbound Gaming. Welcome in, Grailbound. I think you're on next week. Or is it the week after next? Cosplay for Christ is actually in this book. Cosplay for Christ is there. So, yeah, Nighttime, if you'd like to be in, I'd love to add you. We're talking, Andy, the worst games ever played. This one, Andy, we've talked about this all the time. Some Rushmores are easier than others. Some are harder than others. The reason this one was really hard for me is I've played a lot of bad games, but I just couldn't remember them. It was like, I don't remember that game. I don't remember what it's called. I played it for like 30 seconds. It was like, out of here. But yeah, next week, that's what I thought. So Grailbound Gaming is on next week, and I think you are on with Mysticles, and he'll probably show up here soon. But next week, and we're talking, is it Easter eggs next week, Andy? I think it might be Easter eggs with you guys. Talking about Easter eggs in games, I think. If I'm wrong.
My favorite Easter eggs are the Cadbury ones. ones.
The Cadbury eggs. All right, so hey, let's get down to the nitty gritty and talk about what's going on. Fantasy football's over. Couple things. One, our blog, Andy, is awesome. It's having so much fun. Right here above I'm reversed. So here.
That QR code.
RushmoreReboot.weebly.com. That's our website right there in that square QR code. If you go there, you can read our blog where we talk top fours. I just did one on the Stranger Things finale. Andy, you have one coming out tomorrow about top 4 things that kids nowadays will never have that you had, something like that, right?
It was a very emotional blog post. I might have shed a tear while I was writing.
Yeah, and you're also, since Kiss is your favorite band, which they're hanging out behind you, you're doing like a top 4 of every album they've ever done. And also you can go there and you can see the Reboot 365 blog. And I'm dropping a Devo every day this year until I can't. And I have 15 up now. I think number 15 was today. So there's that. I'll get more details from you when I get back a chance. Got to get back to work for now. Nighttime. Thanks for being here. So I just wanted to share that for everybody. Go check out the blog if not. My favorite friend from 8th grade is in, Kevin Sims. Thanks for being here. And Nightbot says hello. Andy, let's get the show going. Get that beautiful bean footage ready. And we are going to jump into tonight's Rushmore. Tonight's Rushmore is our top 4. And if you've been around for a while, we've only done a couple of these, which they're really like bottom 4. And in the bottom 4, instead of calling them Rushmores, we call them Mores, right? We only had a few of them. And we're going to have one tonight. Our top 4, which is kind of an oxymoron, right? Worst games ever played. Hey, look, Keanu Reeves is in the house. Rob's next guest. Great show. Everybody go follow that. But Andy, let's do top 4 worst games ever. Let's get it. All right. So this is one of my favorite parts, introducing our host. And we have 2 really amazing hosts. They got 2 amazing channels. They've got 2 amazing communities. If you're hanging out from their communities, thanks for being here. So first and foremost, we are always grateful. Number 1, let me welcome out. I accidentally called this guy last year sometime. You friend people, and then sometimes you kind of butt dial. I accidentally video chatted him on like Facebook, and we talked for like 30 minutes. I wasn't 30 minutes. It's probably like 15, and just talked about the show. And I said, yeah, we'll have you on sooner or later. And here it is. Welcome to the show. First, Tech Buzz, Steven or Steve. Welcome to the show. And then our next guest, let's get her out here. His partner in crime and their podcast. Let's welcome to the show Gamer Ahmer. I met Gamer Ahmer this year at Siege, and while I was at Siege, we met. I had my son there. He wanted to buy something. I can't remember what it was. Do you remember? But I don't think we ended up buying it. Something I don't remember. She had a booth, and then we connected online. This community is just really amazing. So without further ado, welcome to the show, our friends Gamer Ahmer and Tech Buzz, and together they are doing an amazing podcast called The Game Masters. You can check that out on both of their amazing channels. Brandy, you're going to go first today in the show, so We'll let Steven go first now so that you can just roll right into your picks. Perfect. So, Steve, tell everybody what Tech Buzz means. Tell everybody what all that amazing stuff you got in behind you, and tell them why they should come on over to your side of the internet world and hang out.
I was laughing because I was like, you started saying amazing guests, and I'm sitting there like, dang, who's the guest? Man, I thought we were coming on this show today. He hyped us all up here for this, and I'm like, okay. So we got big shoes to fill. Anyways, guys, I've kept the name The Tech Buzz. I know everybody's like, well, what does that have to do with gaming? I've kept it all these years because I used to do a lot in tech. As you guys have noticed with the videos and stuff, a little high end with that stuff. But Yeah, I've been collecting consoles since 2019, like real heavy again since I was a kid, and did a lot in the home arcade space. But yeah, and started with Gamer Ahmer, and we did the Game Masters because everybody wants to be a game master, right?
Yeah.
We're not the game masters. Everybody together, the community, we're all game
Yeah.
masters. So. And somebody's got to keep her in line because she gets out of control and puts stuff in bathtubs, and we're just not going to go down that road. Intervention tonight.
Well, we're not having an intervention on my collecting habits, okay? We're not
Kirk,
supposed
we
to
might
focus
have to
on-
do an intervention tonight.
Brandy, you're probably wondering why we brought you here today.
You know, Andy might have to get.
I knew it. I
It's
knew
it's
it.
like that moment when everybody gets in the elevator and like, thank you for gathering here today.
You got 3 pastors here.
You're
There's
stuck.
got to be an intervention here at some
Oh,
point.
no.
right? Like, there
My
has to be.
bathroom is a storage unit, okay? One of my bathrooms is a storage unit. I just have to accept it, and that is how it is. So we are not having another intervention. It's how it is, okay?
I love it. I love it. So right before we jump into talking with Brandy, let's just shout out a few people. So Andy, this one will make you mad. Maybe
Well,
some of
no.
our guests won't like this, but
I would
Kevin,
like to.
you know, Kevin despises the 64, and he says the whole library minus Mario. And man, Triple
There's
Play
idiot.
Torado, he changed his name. That is Isaac.
I know
Isaac,
that.
wait for the Avengers assembling, or is this multiverse event happening? This is awesome. Yeah, man.
No,
Game Dad,
because
Game Dad, that's wild because there's Game Dad right there. That's his other channel. So I control your kids' grades tomorrow. And Religious Fanboy, look, just another great person in the community. And we love the Game Masters podcast. Bryce, everybody loves the Game Masters, and everybody loves Bryce J. Dub. It's a fourplex of a great episode. Thank you so much. That means the world coming from you. And how many of these games are going to be NES games? We shall see. Brandy's laughing. I don't know what she's laughing about, but probably the NES games. And sir, you make it 5.
She forgot she's on video.
Exactly. And no more cardboard in the tub, Brandy. It's banned for the rest of the year. And let's see. I'm scrolling down. We're like my friend Francisco says, we're not claiming comment bankruptcy here. So I say that and just got my analog 64 in today. Well, I mean, it's because you are the epitome of it. And, my friend Kevin has more games than anybody I've ever met in person. But he should have one of these channels like you guys, and he's more introverted than all of us. But he's going to be on the show in like a month. So come hang out with Kevin. Kevin was my like 6th, 7th, 8th grade, 8th grade friend. Yeah, we were.
I ran into Kevin this past weekend in Hattiesburg at the
Yeah.
Lucky Rabbit randomly.
Yeah,
While
I
we were
heard that.
looking at
Kevin.
antiques.
You didn't invite me to the party. Y'all were in Hattiesburg. I was out here in Atlanta. So, anyways,
At least you didn't get a
You're
Switch
up,
2
you're
for
up.
Christmas and still leave it in a box.
Uh-oh.
oh.
I don't know who did that.
I do. I'll give you one guess.
Well, you're pointing the wrong direction.
No, I'm pointing the right direction.
Oh, on yours, but on mine, it's
I'm pointing at Ahmer.
so. All right. So, Master Games Guru says Superman 64. That's a great pick. Master Games. I see that you don't have a wrench. Welcome to the Summit Squad. This is for you, Brandy. Get ready. I'm introducing you now. And I see Sean's in the house. We haven't seen Sean in a while. Real life perspective. What a great show that is. Summit Squad is just our community. That's what we call them. And we take a journey every Thursday night. Movies, music, movies and TV, and video games. I said movies and TV twice. And we go on a trip and we just talk about our top 4. So if you're here, thanks for being here. And take this trip with us. So if you decide to leave, make sure you drop your whole top 4. If you're going to take the journey with us, just release them as we go. Brandy, you're up. Tell everybody what your corner of the internet looks like. Why are we talking about your bathroom? What's going on with video games? What's your collection like? And tell us about
I don't even know. I don't collect games. I don't own any gaming things related to that.
It's just a green screen behind you, right?
Yeah, it's all fake. I'm not real. I don't even exist. No.
Brandy is AI.
Yeah, this is all AI.
That's all I see. I don't see video games. I see toys. What do you got her on here for?
Yeah, I see Ninja Turtles.
I sold-
AI.
Art
I
Simpson.
sold it all just for toys. I sold all the video games for some cheap plastic toys. Okay.
See?
No, I collect a little bit of everything. It kind of started. I guess the collection started. Well, with a very popular console, the Nintendo 64. I could see that's very popular tonight. I got that for Christmas way back in the day, one year, and I still have my childhood Jungle Green Nintendo 64.
Come on.
And when I started collecting, when you get adult money and things like that, I started collecting the entire library. I'm like 9 Japanese games away from a full worldwide set. I have like the controller variants, the console variants. I have more than just Nintendo. I also collect kiosks and standees and store displays and thousands of games and all kinds of crazy stuff. And I'm running out of room to put them, so I put them in my bathtub.
There it
And
is.
people seem to think that that's weird, but I don't.
It is weird. Don't say people think it is weird. This is why we're having an intervention.
I have 3 other bathrooms, so like that one doesn't even matter, okay?
Well, you're taking a bath or to go into the bathroom and Sonic the Hedgehog staring at you. I mean, come on. You tell me that's not weird?
You
Hey,
just have to
Mr.
look
Games
the other way.
Guru, shoot
I wish
me
I had
over
enough games where I needed to put them in
the moderator, buddy.
Oh man, another intervention. I can see this
Yeah.
happening this
Well,
year.
Mr. Cleese, Matt, how's it going? Yeah, so welcome in everybody. So one thing we love to do when we start here, right before we get going, we arbitrarily ranked the and I'm wearing it today in case you forget. This is the old, we used to call him G-Dub, but it's really George. So Rosie, TJ, Jazzy, Jeff, Link, and G-Dub. Now it's just the George. 3 other bathrooms. Apparently she collects bathrooms too. That's funny.
Yeah, I'll trade a bathroom for some games.
Yeah. So, Game Boy Replay, welcome in. Keep up the good work. The videos are great, says Game Boy Replay. Welcome to the channel. Sonic 3. Yeah. So let's get this going. So, Brandy, you're going to go first today. We flipped in the green room. You're the winner.
Yay.
So you're going first, ladies first. And what you're going to do is you're going to tell us your Rosie. But beforehand, you are going to tell us your criteria. Now, we kind of heard a little bit talking about your channel. You have a lot of collections. But why would this be your top 4? And the reason I always kind of say is if we were talking football, which is something that even if you don't know football, you probably know this guy. I usually talk about Tom Brady. And if Tom Brady was mentioned about being on my Rushmore, I would say no. Andy would say no. Many of the people in the chat would say no. If people are from New York, they'd probably say no. Because if you're a Jets fan or a Giants fan, you hate him for 2 different reasons.
Mhm.
But you wouldn't put him on there. But if you were from Boston or that area or Tampa or that area or some other, you probably have him on your mountain. So why is your mountain curated the way that you've done? It usually has to do with where you were raised, how old you are, where you're born, whatever, what you collected. And then you're going to start Rosie. And you can just jump right into the first one. Rosie's are bottom tier of while we climb up the mountain, number 4. So you're up. Tell us your criteria and give us your 4th pick. Just your 4th pick.
Okay. All right. So I guess like I have so many games and no surprise here. I have not played them all, but these games I actually have played, and some of these are notoriously bad games, and some of them I just like have despised over the years, and one of them is kind of like a hidden thing. So this one's supposed to be the lesser of the worst, I guess. Is that how that is?
Yeah.
The
So
least worst.
the least worst of your Rushmore.
The best worst one.
Okay. So
And make sure you tell your producer so he gets the right game up there.
yeah, this is actually going to be backwards of how I
Okay.
sent them.
Backwards of how you had it. Okay.
Okay. So this one is pretty much my first pick. This is Pit Fighter for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So of course, when I'm going for like the full set of the Super Nintendo games, and pretty much I love like fighting games. I love beat 'em ups. I love all those types, but this is one that I literally just I just don't really want to play any more than what I already have wasted, I guess, my time playing. So Pit Fighter would have to be mentioned, I guess, for that. And I guess because I'm going for like the Super Nintendo set, I would have to say that that's kind of why. Like I had to at least include a Super Nintendo game on here. Now, obviously, I could pick like a million games that are bad, whether I own them or not. But this is just one that just kind of stood out as I was, glancing around the room.
Yeah. This oh look, there we go. Let's throw that up there.
Yeah, I mean, look, it looks pretty
So it's like they did remember like the WrestleMania arcade game? It's like that, like they actually took shots of them doing those things, but it's just
brown and it's
everything's brown. And what's with the background? What's with the audience? Why are they
dancing? They're cheering like
they look like moving gifs.
They look like the little like the muscle figures back in the day. The little
yeah.
They're all tan and things. Yeah.
So Pit Fighter walked so Mortal Kombat can run. I mean, look at that.
I don't even know if it walked, man.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this.
It belongs in a pit. Like I think it should just stay in a pit. Like
aptly named.
Hey, Scott, you are definitely invited to be on the show. Our next set of video games, if that's what you want to be a part of. And Waz, we'd love to have you back on too. Our next set of video games, we're already booking, and it's for July and August. So if you want to be on a video game show, it's then, but we are booking for movies and TV too.
Wait, you don't want that Dr. Scott on here.
Yeah. Anybody that wants to be on can be
guy, I'll tell you what, one of the nicest guys that you could possibly have on. You don't want him on here.
It's been a while since he's been here, but you guys always bring him. So the amazing guests. So Game Closet, thanks for joining back in. He already has a wrench, so he's been here before plenty of times. It's just been a while. But hey, I will say this. This one is one of my honorable mentions, one of my Benjamins off the list. I had this game as a young warthog. This game's terrible. For all the reasons you said. But I remember like the initial like arcade game, and when this was coming out, it was a big deal. Like everybody was like, yes, Pit Fighter, and it just was terrible. It's just not a good game. I'm glad it's mentioned today. I had it in the tank for maybe the draft picks later, but that's my first one off the mountain. So I can't say Pit Fighter later.
Listen,
I'm down for video game talking.
Super Nintendo. It's done. If you think it's bad on Super Nintendo, it was also on Game Boy. So
that's probably bad.
The graphics are they're just green everywhere. I agree with this pick. And it wasn't even like it was just random fighters. It's just right? I mean, there's no like, it's not a comic book. It's not from a movie. It's right. It's just they just made fighters.
From the pit, and it's from
that's right.
The fighters of the pit.
So that game looks pitiful. I
bad
love that
pick, but I mean, good pick.
It's a little pitiful. Yeah. Hey, Rob. Yeah, we'd love to be on, obviously. But even we don't even have to be on first. We can wait until the summer or whatever. If you need a guest, let us know. Waz, we'll get you. We'll connect in, and Scott will connect. Anybody that wants to be on, we'll connect. So, all right. Well, that's your number 4. You're Rosie. Great pick. It's a good start. Good solid start. Steve, you're up, and you're going to tell us what your criteria is first, and then you can tell us your number 4.
Okay. So my criteria is I'm strictly sticking with games that one I've played and one that I have in the game room. And since I predominantly right now am working on a worldwide, well, not worldwide, but United States set of the NES. Somebody had asked if there's going to be NES. There's going to be NES. I've got a lot of NES. I'm going to go here with if everybody knows this game, Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yeah.
This has got to be the worst. Like if you watch the movie, anybody that's watched the movie, like if I didn't tell you what game this was, you'd never be able to tell that this is Back
Is that
to the
Ralph
Future.
Macchio on a skateboard? Why is
To me, this looks like it could be a spin-off of some form of Skate or Die.
I thought that was
Yeah.
I thought
It's
that
like
was a
Skate or
spin-off.
Die meets Paperboy.
Yeah, this
Pretty much.
exactly. This you don't think Back to the Future with this. The controls are wonky. The graphics are just horrible, even for a Nintendo standard for 8-bit. Even a fan of the series of Back to the Future, this is one of my most hated games on the NES.
You don't remember the scene where he was skating and collecting clocks all through town? Wasn't that the premise
It's
of the
exact
movie?
replica. It looks just like the movie.
I thought you threw the movie on. That was my
We're gonna get copyrighted for that.
Well, I will say this. Today I did some homework and I played games that I remembered that were notoriously bad. And this is one of those on that list. And it was fighting to be on my Rushmore today. It's a terrible game. It's awful. It's just as awful as I remembered it. I mean, like the hula hoop chicks like throwing things at you, which is weird. You've got the guy that's holding glass, but they don't even like show that he's holding glass. It's supposed to be invisible. It's dumb. The bully chases you. You throw bowling balls like a million miles an hour. There's so many weird things about this, and you're chasing clocks. This was probably going to be my number 5 today if it wasn't mentioned, but I was really kind of sure it was going to get mentioned by somebody. It's a terrible game. It's an absolutely garbage.
Yeah, don't forget the music. The music just seems like it's a loop. It's just a loop of the same.
So
little bit of.
I was going to mention that in my criteria today. One of the big things is when I play a game and it's like a 15-second song throughout the whole game. And it's like this.
That's pretty much what this is. Yeah.
Non-stop. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
This is one like when you were a kid, you'd mute the TV and just sit there and play it because.
Also, I threw a little tidbit out every time, and the people that have been around a while know. Usually, I kind of hint to what I'm thinking while I build the social media, and sometimes I have one of my picks on there, and sometimes I don't. And I've made going back in time for Back to the Future. Huey Lewis in the News was our song today, so that kind of foreshadowing going back in time. But yeah, this is a terrible game. Andy, have you ever played this?
No.
I know you're young, so
He's like, no, I don't want to.
forever young.
Somehow I want to play it even less now, having seen it. No, I mean, if I've played Paperboy, it very much looked like that. When it zoomed down and it showed like the whole aerial shot of the town, I was like, that's.
And also something that will probably be a good theme for today. Licensed games back in the day were just awful. Licensed game. I pulled up the top 100 worst Nintendo, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, just to kind of jog the memory. And like the top 30, I think like 18 of them in the Nintendo list were all licensed movie games.
But do you know what the commonality with it is? It seems like LJN produced them.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them.
They were licensed, but LJN produced them. And
how fast can they get them out? Like
exactly. It was awful. So
that's a good pick. Andy, I think you're third in this series.
Yes,
so you're up.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Man, my criteria tonight was there's so many bad games, but similar to movies for me, I get stuck on certain games, right? Same thing like I do in movies. So kind of like you were saying before, it was a little difficult to think of this, but I certainly remember games. Some of the games, although they're really bad, I have fond memories of them.
Yeah, that's funny, isn't it?
You know what I mean? I think all 4 on my list, like, if I were to play it today, like, I'm gonna play it. But let's just be real.
This is a banger.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna get talked about today.
But they're not good games. If I'm just taking an objective look at it, like, it's clearly just not a good game. Even if I have fond memories of it.
Cosplay for Christ wants to know, is that the one with the root beer? Is she talking about when they were throwing the ice cream or whatever in the ice cream parlor? Like, I guess that's the root beer floats, maybe? Is that what? I don't remember. I didn't get.
Yeah,
that
there's a scene where they're throwing them. Yeah.
I didn't get that far today, but I think that's what she's talking about.
Yep.
So my first off the list, and I have memories of this, and I've shared this game before, and I think that I'm the only person who's played it, but it is just not a good game. I remember playing it because it was one of the only games that I had for this console at all for a while, and my dad would play it, and I was like, "What's happening here?" But the mechanics in this game are horrible. It's so difficult because of the mechanics. Like when you jump, you float for like forever. But I'm going to the Game Boy with this one, and I'm going to throw out The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends.
Yeah.
This game is, again, nostalgia, yeah, but replay, it sits on a shelf. I mean, that's just what's happening with it right now. If you haven't played this game, like I said, you play as Bullwinkle. At least as far as I've got, I guess you can play with other characters, but you just start the game in this town, and when you jump with Bullwinkle, you literally float forever. And by doing that, you hit.
I knew it. I knew it.
It was a top game of Game Boy for nostalgia purposes. For nostalgia purposes, I didn't even think that. But
thank you for calling him out, Bryce.
I did, but I shared because nostalgia. And you know what's funny? When I did the Game Boy episode, it was before I bought a Game Boy again, and then I bought it, and one of the first games I bought was this, and I put it in there again, and I'm like, yeah, this is not good. The memories of it for sure outweigh the now actually playing it again. But when you jump, you get hit by everything, and like 2 hits, you're dead. It's such a difficult game. But yeah, Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends on the Game Boy. If you don't ever play it again or ever, you'll be okay. It is what it is. So that's where I'm going with that.
So this was on almost every list I looked at, Andy, and I laughed and chuckled because you put it on your top 4 Game Boy games. When Bryce
play it for a minute while you guys are talking.
Bryce, thanks for calling him out. Andy is good at doing that. But you bought it at a convention because you had such.
I bought it at RetroCon. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I have to have that game. My dad used to play that, and you got it home, and you couldn't take it. You couldn't turn it off fast enough. You were like, I can't believe I love that.
This game sucks.
It's so
bad.
I actually think I have that game.
Yeah, it's bad.
Well, let's be fair too. Like it's the Game
Look,
Boy.
Even Game Boy Replay, which Game Boy Replay, I need to send you a wrench. And by the way, if you have a wrench, share your channels, guys, in the chat so everybody can come and follow and come and find out who you are. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, this is a bad game. Somebody was going to say something. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say I just checked to see if I have it, and I have it.
Oh, good.
Well, now you're probably real excited to play it, right?
Oh, I'm dying to play it.
Itching to play.
I just put on Do Not Play. I put it in CLZ.
Have you played it, or is it? Yeah.
So
no, I haven't played it.
It's funny. It's obviously a licensed game too, and it's not. I remember as a kid, like a young kid, really enjoying Rocky and Bullwinkle for about 10 seconds, and so I'm like, the game was good because I don't even remember the cartoon being great, but yeah, it probably fits in. There you go, Waz. There you go, Bryce. Share your stuff. Everybody, go follow. These are great channels, great people. Waz has got a great mustache, by the way. It's pretty good. Yeah, man. So I guess it'll be my turn now. Criteria wise, I looked over here. I don't have much as big a this is my whole video game collection right there. That's it. And most of those are from when I was a kid or what I've collected in the last 3 years of doing this at the conventions, just trying to find some old games that I played. I chose a couple things. So behind me is an emulator system that I use to just play games with my son. I'm not really a collector like that. So I have been practicing some games today. As far as criteria, I got like this little piece of junk in my stocking this year. I could list every one of these games as terrible except for like two. But there's like 300 games on here. I didn't do that. I thought about phone games. I thought that might be fun because they're terrible. A lot of them, not all of them. But I had to just tap into the nostalgia. what I in my mind, I was like, what as a kid did I rent and I couldn't get it back to Blockbuster fast enough? Like, why did I rent it? What on earth did I do?
A wasted rental.
So a lot of my picks today are that old retro feel. And my first one is not a shocker. I kind of alluded to it when I said what I put on the social media and the banner. I actually own this game. I wish I still own this game. But I'm picked Pit Fighter, a different pit, the pit of the garbage pit. I picked E.T. from Atari.
Oh.
And yeah, I had this is when I was a kid. So I was born in 78. I remember having the Atari at like 5 or 6 years old, and E.T. was at the house. And still to this day, it's on this emulator system. I played it today. I still don't know what the heck is going on. You got to go get a card. You got to float. You got to do all this. It is the weirdest game. I don't know what the heck's going on. The other day, I talked about Stranger Things, and I put E.T. actually on my top 4 movies that we go on a journey, like Stranger Things. And I was like, man, I got to put it on there. So it's, to me, one of the worst games of all time. It's not number 1 because it is Atari to me. There's a big backstory on the whole. They all threw him away and how crazy that was. But I'm going E.T., Atari. It's just an awful, awful game. E.T. punching bag of the bad video games. Yeah, it's just bad. It's not good. And not all most Atari games are bad, to be honest. At least when they try and give them a story, like when they try and put story behind them. If it's just like a nice platformer or whatever, they're fun. Or a shooter, those are fun. I remember those as kids. But this one, they try to give the whole story. It's just not good.
You're gonna get Dr. Scott riled up by saying that, and if what's his name's here, he's really gonna get all upset.
Oh.
You know what? Immediately when you said E.T. Atari, I thought of that episode of the Goldbergs.
Yep, exactly.
That's all I think of.
Exactly. Adventure. There you go. First Easter egg. We'll talk about that next week, Bryce, because we're talking about Easter eggs. Nice. Yeah. E.T. is a kind of cliche pick for worst game, though. Yeah, it's just number 4. Here's the thing. I had to have played it. That's part of my criteria, and I had to have hated it. It's not one. I didn't pick all the cliche games because I didn't play them all. A lot of the ones today, I was looking, I was like, I never played that. I've never even had that. I had E.T. I remember getting it and thinking it was amazing. It came out around the movie. Everybody was like, oh, this is going to be so awesome. It's for the movie. It's awful. It is a really awful game. Really awful game. I despise Adventure. There you go. So Scott despises Adventure. So there you go.
Is that all? Just one thing?
Just one.
Tell us how you really feel.
I only know about Adventure because of Ready Player One. There you go. Well, Ready Player One made it popular now again. But what do you guys think about E.T.? Did you play E.T., Andy? That's way past your time.
No, so I did, and here's why. My grandparents, the condo that we had out there in
the one that the hurricane took away?
Yeah, for whatever reason, they had an Atari that they left there. Like just, when the grandkids come, they'll want entertainment. I'm like, I don't want this. And E.T. was one of the games that they had, and it's atrocious. It's such a bad game.
It is pretty bad. All right. You guys know anything about E.T.?
Yeah, I lived it. I was totally born at that time. I had a Atari under my Christmas tree back in the day. And no, when I started collecting again, I did buy an Atari and I bought E.T. not knowing. And I was like, what is this? And then I just turned it off and I was like,
you have the one guy that kind of chases you around and then you fall in a hole and then you got to come out the hole and you fall back in the hole. It's like, what the heck?
Yeah, I was like, Atari collector, I am not.
Shrek on Xbox is pretty bad, Master Games. Make the mention today. I say a little sarcastically. Oh, yeah, so PNX has been around a while. I'm excited to hear Andy's picks. He didn't pick a real controversial one the first time, but I'm sure he's got something in the bag.
My top 4 won't be controversial. Just stick around until Benjamin's.
I'm sure he's got something in the bag. All right, so now we don't need to do criteria, Brandy. We could just jump in. The next pick is TJ Jazzy Jeff. That's fun for Thomas Jefferson. We consider him third on the mountain. What is your third best, worst pick of all time. That's kind of weird to say, but yeah.
All right, so this one has like a little bit of extra meaning. There's a long time like viewer of my channel, and we go back and forth and we joke and we say that this is the best game ever. Because when I picked up this console and I was like going for like the set of the games, he was like, "Oh yeah, you should really play this one." And oh yeah, right here, Checkered Flag for the Atari. This is not fun at all. I love racing games and I love like that older style, but something about this with like how choppy it is, how like inconsistent it is, the oversteering. But we joke, we say that this is like the best video game of all time. Like we're joking. So you guys might catch that in some of the chats because my buddy Kevin. Yeah, my buddy Kevin is always
for the Atari. That's not bad.
Oh, but when you play it, it doesn't look. This is not me playing it, by the way. It does not look the same. Like
that's probably like the game that was at the laundromat. We had a laundromat in Covington, believe it or not, that had, it wasn't this game, but it had a racing game that was very similar to this.
Yeah, I think that's like the point. Like a lot of the games kind of do look similar. Like, you know, it's like in theory, I guess this looks great. Like whoever's playing this, but in real life, it doesn't really go.
It seems pretty fast paced though.
Jaguar.
Yeah. So this is the Jaguar. It does look like it's kind of sped up a little bit, but I mean he's doing well.
Yeah.
I love racing games. I've never played this one. I didn't have a Jaguar, but I honestly this is not one that's ever been on my list. But I'm gonna take your word for it. It looks bad. It looks bad.
I wouldn't play it.
It looks like if I made a racing game in Paint.
Pretty
much.
Home Alone for the
I saw a Cybertruck on there. Didn't you guys see it? It was.
Oh yeah, that looked like one.
They stole the idea from that game.
It's probably
that's what. Yeah. That's Elon. Look back to the Atari Jaguar for inspiration.
It is.
He was like, "That was my favorite game." The more you know.
The more you know. Man, that is terrible. All right, terrible games. Elon is a gamer.
Yeah, a lot of those racing games back then, though, like you were saying, pretty much the same thing. And I guess today a lot of the
reminds me of like when you had that
really
thing as a kid with the steering wheel and the car just kind of moved on a screen of stuff that was rolling over and over.
Yeah.
I
was actually looking for one of them just to show my kids like this is the way we used to have a little handheld for steering, right?
This was our video game.
Grade school, you'd be like, "This is great," with the blinking red light.
Like, "Oh, I hit the other car," and you just keep going.
And we got,
yeah. That was GTA beforehand. We just run cars over.
Yeah.
All right, those were weird. Bryce says cosplay for Christ says. All right, so I know what you're talking about, Kirk. Yeah. Cool. So, Steve, you're up. Number 3 on your mountain.
All right, number 3 on my mountain. Since you guys do more than just video games here, you will appreciate this next pick. And again, it is an NES game. And the game that we're going to go with is not only. Let me stress that this is also a very pricey game. It's somewhere between the $250 to $300 range for the NES. And this is none other than our good friends Wayne and Garth. Wayne's World.
Yeah.
This game, if you watch the movie and you're watching the game, you would never know this is Wayne's World.
Exactly the same. Looks just like it.
I mean
the mullet.
Well, you can tell with that, but I mean, just like you can even see it's really bad side scrolling. That's not how it was recorded. That's literally how it's played. It's a really bad side scroller, even for the NES.
What is
it looks like it's in slow motion. Like
it's
come
not.
on.
It's not a good game. It's very repetitive. Going back, Kirk, to the music too. You would think because that's how they were, party on. They're always there with the guitar and the drums. You would think that they would have done something with it, but
The
It's
music's
it's a
repetitive
bad
over and
game
over again.
for $250 to $300 or whatever it's going for now. I just can't. I'm
So
going for the
I
whole
think-
set, so I have it.
I think you're pandering to the audience, Steve, because Andy, this is literally Andy's favorite movie of all time.
Is it really?
That was,
And
I
I don't
quoted
know.
it earlier.
I'll just say this:
It is a good movie. I'm not taking away from the
assume
movie.
because it's his favorite movie, he's played the game, so it might actually be on here today. But y'all might actually crush with that one. But Andy, have you
We
ever played?
won't crush. It was a Benjamin though.
Oh, okay.
But I totally agree. This game's horrible. I don't remember the scene when Garth.
Oh,
was
Declan's in the
shooting
house. Welcome in,
Grants and
Declan.
ninjas in a basement. But yeah, that was. What did they? I mean, it was just cash grabs, right? It was like what?
That's
what
really
was it?
what it
Like
was. Yes.
they just license it, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the movie.
Nothing
Phoenix
to do
says,
with
I
it.
think they might have spent too much on the animation portion because the animations of the characters are pretty good. Cosplay wants to know, why is it so expensive? It's probably
I think this was later on in the run of Nintendo games, and so they started making less and less, kind of like the Little Samsons and all that. So because it was later on in the life cycle, they're a little bit more rare to find as opposed to
Game Closet
It's a
says
good
Zombie
game.
Nation is 400 to 500, and it's pretty bad too. Yeah.
Oh, he's 100% right. That one's bad too.
Oh, I really want to play that one.
For
Isaac,
$500,
Triple
you
Play Torado says one pick is Graven for PS5. If you watch RNG, which we do, the game literally crashes to a certain point because it was unfinished and there hasn't been an update. That's crazy.
That's sad.
Oh,
From back then.
Retro Cannon's in the house before he goes to bed.
What's up?
Yeah. So awesome. So good pick, Andy. Wayne's.
Yeah.
I can't
I love
made
this
an
thing.
appearance today.
It was a Benjamin. I didn't play it a ton, but I played it and turned it off.
Which that's the quote you said earlier, Andy.
That is the quote I said earlier. I quoted Garth earlier.
Yeah.
I quote Wayne's World as much as I can.
Yeah.
It's kind of become part of my regular vernacular. But
Big word. He doesn't use those kind of words.
well, I'm just trying to impress our friends.
Cool. All right. Well, what's your pick? How about you press us with your third pick?
Yeah. I like I said, I don't think I'm going to be controversial in my top four. Because but just again, stick around till Benjamin's. I'll try to ruffle as many feathers as I possibly can. This one is for the Super Nintendo. It's a fighting game, and it's so bad. It's really, really bad. I kind of like hats off for what they were trying to do, but man, it's just really bad. Fighting game, a 3D fighting game. Of course, I'm going to talk about Balls 3D.
Oh, fantastic.
3D.
Fantastic.
Such a bad game. But I, again, like Rocky and Bullwinkle, I have fond memories of this game. We owned this game for whatever reason. I don't even know why. But if you've never played it, it's imagine a fighting game, but instead of like developing characters, they just put a bunch of spheres, and they're just like they kind of somewhat resemble a person or a character that you're fighting.
You know what it reminds me of, Andy? It reminds me of, because you're from New Orleans like myself. It reminds me of when you get Mardi Gras beads and we twist them into like dogs, and we twist them into other things.
Exactly what it looks like.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Balls with a Z, Balls 3D. It was definitely an interesting game. It's definitely a bad game though.
Dang,
So,
Andy, was this game on your top four? Well, Super Nintendo is at the end of the year. Or
definitely
the
not on
end
my
of this
top four Super Nintendo games.
But
I
he
mentioned it before.
We're talking fighting games in like 3 weeks, and then we're talking Super Nintendo with Retro Pandemic and Double Mint games. So, Andy, you could talk about this game 3 or 4 times this year. I know you
won't make.
You have talked about it before.
It won't make it. This is the only chance it has.
Good. So I kind of thought you might say this one, Andy.
Have you guys ever played this one?
I played.
Sadly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think?
So I got it just so I could try and get closer to completing the Super Nintendo set. and I didn't really know what to expect because of like the way that the actual like artwork looks. So when I bought it, I didn't know what type of game it was, and then I was like, "Oh, this looks terrible." And then it's just like at the bottom of the shelf, like in a pile, not even like accessible to play. Like it's all the way there, like in the corner. Because I'll probably never play it.
Isn't there a clown character?
There's a clown. There's a flamingo. There's like just a wrestler. There's like a wrestler.
Steve, do you played this? Have you liked this game? Is this about?
No, I same way. I think that the cover art. It's usually the bad games. The bad games had the best cover art in the world, and they'd sucker you into buying it, and then you'd get the game, and it's like, this is terrible.
You say cover art. I've been trying to get everybody to do cover art. That's the one I throw out all the time, and nobody wants to do it. And I agree. There are so many bad games that have great covers.
Yeah,
I don't want to mention any right now in case somebody has them on their list. But
true.
Come back to me later, and I'll give you 100%. I actually love the game, but it is one of the worst games in the world. But it has the most awesome cover art, and I'll come back to me later with that.
I've got a good list in my mind. So let's see. That's what Kirby's Avalanche did to me and my brothers as a kid. I had fond memories of throwing the game away when I got older. Sonic 06, anyone? All right. So I feel like Balls makes it worse because they could have chosen anything else. I guess the name, Balls,
yeah.
But that's
it's fitting for what the game is. You know,
it's a great pick, Andy.
Balls.
I feel like when I saw it that might be one that was on your list. So let's talk. My turn. This one is a game I rented as a kid. I rented it, and I guess it's licensed, but it's not like movie licensed, right? It's licensed for a different reason. I had these toys as kids, and I loved them. And remember, so I'm a late 70s guy, so early 80s, mid 80s. Love this toy. I thought it was going to be awesome. And not only do I love the toy, but I love the concept or the thing that it goes along with. I am picking none other than Muscle from the NES. I had hundreds of Muscle, which are the pink bubblegum looking toys that were like this big, and they were weird wrestlers. In the game, they're not even pink. They're colored weird stuff. They're the weird shape. They're short and fat. They were never short and fat. They always were like big, muscular, whatever in a small punch. And the game, the controls are awful. The ring is huge compared to the Muscle. I just hate this game. I was mad that I rented it as a kid. I remember because I was like, oh, Muscle. I love these. I have so many. And I remember playing it and like, this is so bad. Forgot about Muscle. Man, that game is something special, says Kevin. Dude, I hate this game. I was playing it today on the emulator, and I'm like, it is exactly what I remember. I am going with Muscle. The controls are off. They're a little slippery. It's dumb. The design is dumb. It does have a really cool cover because it is the cover with the Muscle, but the game in itself, it sucks. Muscle. It's going to be my TJJ.
So when I was doing some research today, just to jog memory and stuff, I would type in worst blank games of all time, sports games worst, shooter games worst, whatever. So I'm just trying to like jog memory because some of these games I got to remember because it's been so long since I played them. But when I typed in worst wrestling games of all time, this was mentioned quite a few times. Yeah. This is up there on many people's lists. So as cool as the toy is, that's as bad as the game.
And the toy was not even that cool. It was just different as a kid.
Well, but it was cool. It wasn't like
what I mean by like they weren't like innovative and all like
right.
It's just a simple little toy. You could probably get them at a gumball machine. Nowadays they cost a fortune.
I remember getting them. Do you remember getting them at Kirk? Do you remember getting them at like your parents wouldn't be afraid to pay $2 to get you the little? It was a little can that came in a little.
Yes, yeah, so I would get the can. So I worked at KB Toys as a teenager, and I remember they came in different ways. They came in like a barrel. They came in a can. And they came in one that was like a really long box. And I get all kinds of, and then you could get the one with like 2 or 3, and they were less than like a bubble pack.
That's
But
what I got at like the
I
drug
got the can a couple times. Yeah.
We go to get a shot or something.
And then they turned from being pink, which was the big thing, which if you know anything, this is something out of anime. It was like my first experience with anime.
Mm-hmm.
But like some anime wrestling thing kind of started it. And later in the run, they started being like purple and red and green. I kind of stopped collecting then.
Yeah.
But I really love them. Pro Wrestling on Sega Master System was bad. Mr. Gretzky, welcome in. Thanks for being here. It's the first time I've met you, and you don't have a wrench. So if you guys know him, shout him out.
Howdy, howdy.
Yes, Mr. Gretzky. Nice to see you.
Welcome to the Summit Squad, Mr. Gretzky. This is for you. All right, welcome to the show. We call it the Summit Squad, Mr. Gretzky. We're doing our top 4 worst games today. We're about halfway through, so drop yours in. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, man. So muscle. That's going to be my TJ Jazzy Jeff.
But the ring was
Brandy, have you ever played this game?
Do you remember the ring where you put the little clamp around the waist? And
yeah. And you kind of like.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like I remember, like I said, I played.
Here it is.
They're awesome. Game was.
This was the anime. I don't even Kinnikuman. But the main guy that's on the cover, right, Kevin? He was the anime. So I think he has like a spike on his head, looks like a wrestler. Yeah, he was one of the biggest. Yeah. All right, well, that's gonna be our first half, and we're doing pretty decent. Let's do some commercials, Andy. We got 24 in the chat. Don't go anywhere. We're gonna get right back into it. Got to shout out a few people. Andy, get our actual bean footage together and get our other bean footages together. But first and foremost, I had some guys in the chat earlier. I do want to shout out. If you are a Christian creator, we are Christian creators, and you want to be in this. This is our Christian creators directory. I have about 140 creators in here. And what we do with this is when we go to these conventions, we actually get to preach at the conventions, not to the conventions, like outside with pickets like idiots. Actually a part of the programming. And when we meet people, sometimes they go, man, I didn't know I could love bad video games and still be a Christian. And we go, well, all of these people say otherwise. Check out this group of folks. I've done that. You can actually find this on right here on this. This is our channel, Reboot, Rushmore reboot.weebly.com. And on there, on the ministry page, you can find it. Andy, I'm sure, is bringing it up right now. And also 2 things that you can find over there. You can find our blog. It's called The Climb. And it's our top 4 things that we're kind of chatting about. And you can find, here it comes, our website. There it is. That's the homepage. But there's Reboot. If you scroll down just right under, which that's prayer request, there it is. If you want to know any of the people that are on the list, you can scroll through it right there and find them. It's a really cool list of people. Number 2 there, Andy, flip on over to The Climb. There's The Climb. There's the blog. Andy's talking not worst, sorry, the KISS discography. He's going through all the KISS games. Gosh, I can't talk. KISS albums. And there's over 20 of them, huh, Andy? That's wild.
There are 20 studio albums.
Yeah, and so he
just
did
finished
top
15
4
today.
from each one of those. I did a Stranger Things one, which I think is next, right? No? Gosh.
Somewhere down here. There it is.
There it is. And then the other thing on there that you can find, which is really awesome, is the devotional. There's a devotional. I'm actually writing a devotional. Today it was on Tetris. And you can read the geekery and the gospel all about why Tetris relates to the word. And so I think yesterday was losing air and oxygen and Sonic. We're on day 15. We're going to go through the whole 365. Go check it out. Another thing I want to share with you guys as well is our member of the week. Andy, I think we did Bryce last week, so let's pick another great friend and share. Bryce was on the show last week, so we did Bryce. If you become a member of the show, one thing, it helps us support the ministry that we're doing. We actually got our very first sign, Andy, right? Well, not our first sign. It's probably our third sign, but our first retractable big
right
banner.
there.
And it's right there. Yeah. And you guys helped get that with just supporting the ministry. Thanks for doing that. It's going to be at all the cons. If you want to see it, we'll post some pictures soon. Dude, everyone knows the worst game is Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. It's literally filler episode for the Zelda franchise, says funny Valentine fan. Yeah, so and then not last but not least, well, let's do our member, share a member. Andy, who are we gonna do today?
Let's give a shout out to.
Well, look, Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. Let's do our favorite link.
I was literally about to click that. Yeah, let's show our friend Dark Links Gaming.
Step into the shadows with Dark Links Gaming, a retro-fueled live stream experience where Zelda reigns, chaos is random, and every win or loss is part of the adventure. From Ocarina of Time rando runs to deep dives into retro and modern classics, this channel is built for die-hard fans who love the grind. Join Dark Links Gaming at youtube.com/@DarkLinksGaming and connect on Discord or Instagram @AdventDarkLink.
Let's face it, at-home coffee can be pretty stale. Coffee at home doesn't have to be boring. The Village Coffee is here to deliver the flavor. The Village Coffee roasts coffee every week and sells online. Go to villagebeans.com to order your coffee today and use discount code Rushmore for free shipping. Every other week, join the Retro Rewind Pod as they travel back 15 or more years along the entertainment space-time continuum in their mission to review movies and games, establishing what is still worth your time today. Expect fun banter and trivial insights from Francisco, Paul, and rotating guest hosts who are all out of time.
Yeah, go get you guys. Hey, look. Just a quick request. There's some new people in here. Go to the Village Coffee Com. Is it Com, Andy?
Yes.
Village Coffee Com. That is that's our guy Cade. He is a part of our church and everything. That Village Coffee is his company. And go there and just find any video you want and say, we demand a Rushmore roast. And it's helping push that we want a Rushmore roast over at the Village Coffee. The last thing I will share, and then we'll get back in the show, is our conventions. These are the next conventions that we're going to be at. Andy, you'll be at this one. I will not, but it is coming up next week or 2 weeks from now, January 24th. So I guess that's 3 weeks from 2.5 weeks. But January 24th, Pelican. And Andy, you told me you were writing your message. It's a one-day convention over in South Louisiana. Corey Daggerpont puts it on. Just an amazing guy. Go support him. And if you're in the area, come and visit. It's a smaller convention, but it's such a great time. And then the next semi-bigger one that we will go into is this Morgan City RetroCon. It's February 28th. Andy and I will be there out in Morgan City, which is also Southern Louisiana, and supporting Davey. Davey's also a member. He'll have a video up here very shortly. And then in August, this is the big dog of Louisiana. You'll go to the Louisiana RetroCon. If you guys want to be a part, get in contact with Davey. It's a great convention, all video game themed, ready to rock. And thank you, Davey, for having us. St. Tammany Collectors Con. We actually have Austin Bell coming on. And I don't flex that for any other reason than that he has invited us to be a part of Siege, and we couldn't be happier. We've been going to Siege the last 3 years, just kind of visiting and kind of looking at stuff and purchasing. And this year I just reached out and was like, Austin, would you like to be on the show? He said yes. And then a part of that kind of told him what we do. And he asked us, he said, yeah, you guys can preach on Sunday. So Sunday at Siege, if you're going to be there this year, I'll be preaching there. Last year it was Donkey Kong. Whatever he ends up picking for the theme will be what the message is on. So
Nice.
we'll do that at Siege. So let's get back in the show though. Brandy, you're up. It's Link, and it's kind of a theme of going on Link in the chat. We're arguing if it's Majora's Mask or if Hourglass is the worst games. And we showed Dark Link, but Link is what we call Abraham Lincoln. So you can get going, and this is the last half of our mountain before we do our honorables. Who is
Well, this one here, I'm sure is on everyone's list. Yep, had to mention it. When I was going for this set here, this was one that everyone said you should buy all these games except for this one. But you know, I still had to buy it to complete the set. It's just really not good at all. Like I don't really know what to say. It's just bad. Like when you think of like a superhero game, or you think of really Superman or like anything, you would think of not this.
Yeah.
This game gives you anxiety.
Like, why is he like doing a workout? Like,
Yeah,
as he's like,
Don't you remember in the comic the rings of death?
like it's just like look, the rings are like through the buildings. Like it doesn't even look good. Like it's just
no.
Wasn't this now again? I played it as a kid. Wasn't this like a tutorial level, or was this the first? Or maybe not tutorial. This was like the first level. This is how you start the game, right?
I think it's at the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
Is it just trying to figure like we could figure out flying without doing this? If that's what they were trying to do.
I don't even know because like the rest of it is just pretty bad too. But it's like thankfully we've come a long way when it comes to most superhero games. Like when you think of Spider-Man, you think of like Top Notch. When you think of, you know, the new like Wolverine, like people get hyped of like all these like DC, Marvel. Like now that stuff is just so much better than this game. So it's just I don't know. It's a disappointment. I feel like a lot of people have it on their list. It's the only bad Nintendo 64 game, okay?
Whoa!
That's what I'm talking about.
It's the only bad
My people
one.
here.
Whoa, Kevin, don't go, Kevin. Yeah, hey, so look, it's the opening scene.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was like you don't have to play it for long to get disappointed.
It's definitely like right.
It's
in the
just
game.
a training tutorial to get used to flying,
Yeah.
but the whole
That's what I'm
arm
saying, like-
movement-
Really the only spot I made it because it just after that I lost interest.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, every time you turn, he does that. That's wild.
it's so bad, Brandy, that I have it complete in box.
That's crazy.
Now, for being a
Nice.
bad game, how much do those?
Yeah, but, like,
is it an
one of those-
expensive game? Is it a relatively inexpensive game? What's the market like for it?
I don't know. I probably got it for free.
Hey,
I gave
Manny's
it to
Arcade. I missed that. Manny popping in. Biggest disappointment in Nintendo 64. Worst weekend ever renting this game.
Yeah.
Manny's going to be on the show first week of February for his second time.
Nice.
And actually, Manny, meet Kevin. Kevin's in the chat. They're going to be on together. They're doing what are you guys doing? Most impactful game or defined a console? No, that's
console defining games.
no, that's
this one.
Sega. That's Saturn Steve and
Console defining game right here.
console defined. So we need Superman Returns. Hey, so
But it is a $70 game complete.
I will say
That's
this. Oh yeah, we're doing
absurd.
arcade shooters. We're doing arcade shooter. That's gonna be fun. I will say this right now. That little 30 seconds is the first time I've ever played that game. I know
Well,
it
you're
was.
not missing much.
I know it was on the list. I knew it was on the list. I don't have it on mine. I don't have any Nintendo 64 games on mine because, much like Kevin,
Because it's the greatest system.
we didn't play that system at all. But there are some great games on Nintendo 64. I won't let Kevin bash it that bad. But I just didn't play them. So Superman 64 is not on my list. 30 seconds of your life gone. Yeah, I just lost it. And yeah, Lex won. It says Lex wins. I lost. So Cannon's going to try behind me. So that's peak gaming, son, right there. Play that.
Yeah.
All right, good pick. Good pick. Well, good pick for this list. Yes, great pick. It was mentioned everywhere. So,
Yeah.
Steve, you're up. Who's your link?
All right, so now I've been going with the NES as of recent, but we're going to take a break from that to go with a modern title for PS5.
Uh-oh.
A game that my wife and I, because a lot of times when I play these types of story type games, she likes to sit here and we like to figure it out together when we play it. And she's a big fan, especially since you guys are all about movies. She was a big fan of this game coming out, Lord of the Rings Gollum.
Mm.
And I got to say, this is probably one of the worst games. This is high ranking for me. This should be a PS3 game. This, like, the controls are wonky. The graphics for what it is are just terrible. The gameplay is like half the time, like, he'll be walking across a ledge or something. He's like floating in midair. Like, they really botched this game.
That's terrible.
It's not of the caliber of a PS5 game. This is, like, there's a lot of this. Like, you see me running around a lot. There's a lot of that. Like, it gets monotonous, I guess would be the right word to say after a while. So the fun factor's not even there. We played it for a couple hours and we're like, yeah, they got to do some fixing with this. So, this is my number 3.
You know what's funny? And again, I haven't played this. I haven't played recent games really or anything like that. But just the fact, and I see what you're talking about, like with because of those big long steps, like it doesn't really match up with what reality would be.
Yeah.
But if you were to tell me 15 years ago that, man, these are horrible graphics.
Well,
like,
well, again, that's why I said by today's standard for the PS5.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot better than the racing.
And it looks
polygons.
like you just pick up eggs and move them to a nest. That doesn't even sound like a fun game. It looks like, and you're making a stew or something. What are you doing right there?
There's a lot of things that you have to do to unlock doors and unlock options and things like that. So that part of it can be fun with certain other games that do the similar thing. But like I said, my wife was really excited. She really loves the Lord of the Rings movies, so she was like, "Oh, this is going to look awesome on the PS5." And she just kind of looked at me like it almost looks like he has one of those old skater cuts, and every time he jumps, it almost looks like a toupee comes off his head, and it like flops down. Like, if you guys go back and watch it on some of the videos, it looks like it just flops down. Where, like, other PS5 games, you can see the sweat of people. Like, go and play Battlefield 6, and the guy's sweating because he's getting shot at, and you can see the sweat just pouring down. Like, I'm sorry, it just doesn't live up to a PS5 title. There was another PS5 title that I was going to go, but I'll save it for our roundup.
Yeah. I will say just one, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan. I can see some of the things you mentioned, but I have absolutely never played one single PS5. My son actually was trying to raise money for a PS5 last year by doing all kinds of different things, and he ended up deciding to use the money for something else. So we never got a PS5, so I've never played any. So,
well, you're not missing out on that game.
I'm not missing out on that game. Nope. So but it looks bad. It looks bad, and it's wild to have a PS. As far as gaming has come, to have a PS5 on the top 4 in this kind of list is interesting. So, what's up, Koi Fish Summit Squad in the house? Howdy, champs. Koi Fish is on soon as well, 2 weeks. He'll be here hanging out with us. And by the way, Mr. Gretzky, I just gave you your wrench, so you can share your channel in the chat. Anybody with a wrench, share your channels. So, all right, Andy, PS5, man, can you top that?
I can top that just from my own personal experience, but I can also top it with a fancy graphic.
Uh-oh. Which one?
It's Superman 64.
Nice.
Absolutely horrible game. But we all know that opening level. We know it, right? Mm-hmm. And we think if we can just get past this, we can just get past the tutorial, maybe things will get better. I would think they actually get worse. It is not, overall not a good game at all. It is horrible. It is so bad. I'm just trying to imagine, like, when they were in their board meetings And they were like, all right, guys, we're done. We've got it. We've put all the work we need to into this game. No one in that room raised their voice and said, I think we should either scrap it or maybe let's just keep working on it. What were they doing? Did they have a deadline that they forgot? Like, they're like, oh, dang, we have to have a game out on Monday. And we've done nothing. This game is so bad. It's so bad for everything that we said about it before, the mechanics of it, the just why are we doing this? Yeah, it's no good at all.
It's really high on the list, and it shouldn't be. I mean, superheroes are just the perfect medium for video games.
Right.
And they shouldn't be as bad as they are a lot of times. They've done it really well the last couple of years with, like you mentioned, Spider-Man, but there are
as a casual
superheroes.
superhero guy, again, I'm not deep into the superhero world, but it feels like Superman is super hit and miss with like the things that come out first. Like the potential is there to be really awesome, but there's a lot of times
I really loved the arcade one when I was a kid. I had fun playing that one when I was a kid.
The cartoon in the 90s was really cool.
Yeah. Suicide Squad was bad, Bryce says. Not even Superman.
Like a lot of these, I watched the newest Superman movie on my flight either to or from Argentina this year, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It looked good. All right, well, we've already talked about this one. So I'll jump into my next pick, and I got to remind what it is. My George is on top of my head, but this isn't my George. Oh, I know what it is. I'm gonna go with another superhero movie, and I played this for probably an hour today. Not even an hour. It felt like an hour. It was probably only about 15 minutes. But I'm going with the infamous "You Just Die Every Second" is Silver Surfer, and for Nintendo, Silver Surfer, awful game. I mean, I died probably a million times in that 30 minutes, and the game is hard. You one touch die. Sometimes it doesn't even touch you. You pick a level to go fight the leader. It doesn't matter what level you pick. They're all hard. They're all dumb. And the game is just awful. I hate it. Silver Surfer for the Nintendo. Yeah, I wasted about 30 minutes of my life today. I'm like, I'm going to get further in this. I will say this. Somebody mentioned RNG in the chat. Oh, look at that. Member for 6 months, half a dozen. Koi Fish, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for supporting us.
Koi Fish, you're going to have a video very soon.
Your video will premiere on your night. We're going to premiere. It should have been out a long time ago, but Andy has been doing all that stuff with the mission trip and whatever. And I was like, man, we got to get Koi Fish's video out. So we'll just play Koi Fish's video for like several times.
We'll make up for it.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Silver Surfer is just an awful game. It's just an awful game. So God bless. Religious Fanboy, you got a video coming out too. Yep. So thanks for being members, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being amazing. But you guys enjoy Silver Surfer?
No.
Oh, wait. I lost my train of thought. RNG Gamer played this, and I believe he beat it. Like, this is one of those games. RNG came on and did the hardest games ever. And he mentioned this, and I went back and I watched the video, and him gruelingly going through that was a great fun to watch. And I was like, dude, it is so bad, so awful.
It's really bad. Because it's in that genre of games. There's only one game that really matters when it comes to shoot 'em ups.
Oh yeah, that's his George of shooters, by the way.
No, not shooters. Shoot 'em ups.
Yeah,
it's a rail shooter. It is 100% a rail shooter game.
Yeah. Okay. Evan says, was away. I just caught up and missed the Nintendo 64 being the best talk. That system is the worst case of Stockholm Syndrome ever. But still upon Green Earth. Kevin hates
Terrible.
it. He hates it.
Just remember, Kevin, I control your daughter's grades tomorrow.
Are you subbing tomorrow?
I'm subbing tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know.
Game Dad show. Look, Steve, there he is.
No, we're not going to talk about him right now.
We were told that if you show up, there would be
no. The problem is he brainwashes my daughter. That's we're going to leave it at that. He
were
buys
told
her off
you had
with-
some words.
He buys her off with all this merchandise and gives it to her and reference. She only wear my stuff. He wears his stuff.
Yeah.
Man,
pretty much.
We need to get some more of that merch.
See, look, see.
He's just salty because his daughter is a bigger fan of me than him.
See?
Yeah, pretty much.
I told you.
Yeah, let's put that out. Yeah, look at that. He's just salty.
I wasn't kidding, guys, when I said it earlier. I said if he
she has like a hat and a shirt, and she was.
I think he gave her a backpack.
Well,
too,
yeah.
I think, one of
to
them
be fair, my son is bigger fans of all of y'all than mine. I can promise you that.
I think that's just kind of how it goes.
Andy, she's excited to have you.
I know she was excited. I saw them at Lucky Rabbit, like I said, and she mentioned it. I was like, I didn't even know. How did you know that I was your son? But apparently they get the memo.
All right, so we are at the George, the worst possible game in history. What is it, Brandy? What is your worst game of all time?
All right, so this one's pretty bad. And I chose it because you'll just know why.
Oh yeah,
It's wrestling.
It's so bad.
I mean,
it's a bad game.
This one is pretty bad, I will say. But I was so pumped to play this. Okay, I love the Simpsons stuff. You can see some of it behind
There it all
me.
is, right
I collect
behind you.
Simpsons, but it's like, what were they thinking with this? We had like good wrestling games, and this is what are they doing? Like, just
there it is.
really,
There it is. When you're fighting the alien, that's takes up the whole screen.
Yeah, like I just don't even know. But it plays really bad. So like it's just, if you've played good wrestling games, even like Simpson skateboarding, if you've played good skateboarding games, like it's hard.
Zach's jumping in with a hot take. I'm probably one of the few people that love this game.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh my!
Koi-Fish says he wants to go play it right now.
Look at the scale. 2 of those houses would fit in this ring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Massive.
It's when I tried to play it, because I had to like get footage for something. I was like working on a short or something about this game, and the short like kind of went viral. And I was talking about this game, and everyone hated this game. So that's kind of why, because I did something at one point, and this kind of like was shared around a lot. It got a lot of, talk about it, and a lot of people were pretty disappointed, I will say. There's like good wrestling games, and this is not one of them. And I played a lot of wrestling games from earlier than the N64, but we know.
Yeah, so I mentioned my least favorite wrestling game earlier, and this is a bad one too. I love wrestling. I've been a huge fan of wrestling my whole life. I've played a lot of wrestling games. Matter of fact, we did the Rushmore of wrestling games like year one.
Nice.
And we had a blast. And this didn't make it, nor did mine. And there's several other ones that can't. But I guess there is a cult following for it, because the people in the chat are calling for your head over here, Brandy. So Ned Flanders throws Bibles and prays and sends lightning strikes. That's hilarious. And Cosplay says, I have fond memories of this one. So
I'll
I
say
don't know.
this.
Since it's such a cool license, it's some of the best arcade games of all time. It's some of the best platformers of all time. We were Aaron, my friend that teaches with me. He was like, "What are the worst Mario games of all time?" He was trying to think of like good brands that their worst games. That's how he was trying to figure his list. And he looked up Simpsons, and this was it. This is the bottom.
Yeah.
Never played it. But Randy is awesome, so I'm with her. Yeah. So
this game is. I will say about this game, the gameplay is horrible. Like actually playing it, it just doesn't. It's the moving camera, just all that kind of stuff. It doesn't doesn't play well. I remember renting this game and hating it. But what it does at least have is it leans into what it is. It's not trying to be
serious.
Serious, like you say with the Ned Flanders attacks and like that kind of stuff. At least, I mean, I don't know how Simpsons could ever take themselves seriously, but you know, it is what it is. But it is not a good game. I do agree.
So Bryce is letting everybody know that it's in Fortnite, and Steve, apparently you think it's one of the best collabs. So.
Honestly, it's over now. It was before Christmas. They did a collab. They turned the whole map. Looked like Springfield. You could go into the Simpsons house, and you can go to Ned Flanders' house, and they even had all the characters. Like obviously you can buy them, the whole paywall, but also unlock them. It felt like we were playing a Simpsons game, not Fortnite. Besides other people being
Coy has a hot take, probably not too hot, but he says all the worst games ever are on the ZX Spectrum. To be honest, I will never understand the love for that system. I am glad it didn't launch here in NA. Never LOL. So Simpsons arcade game is a good game. Yeah, it was on my list. I think it was on your list too, Andy, for
George of
games. What do y'all think about the Simpsons game? Just
the regular Simpsons.
Oh, the arcade game. I have it right here. The arcade is awesome.
The arcade game is awesome, especially the 4-play.
Beat 'em up. Yep.
Beat 'em up. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like Marge Simpson using a vacuum cleaner.
Yep.
I love how her skull goes all the way up the wig.
Through her hair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I was always
when she gets shocked, you see her skeleton and it goes all the way up the wig. Yeah, it's hilarious. All right. That's a good hot top. This is how the Rushmore show is, so not everybody agrees. So that's cool. So, Steve, what do you think is the best, the worst, ever game?
The worst game.
So out of my collection, there's probably people out there that'll say, no, that's not the worst. But I would have to say, and I don't think anybody's going to have this on their list, to be quite honest. I got to go with Action 52 as being the worst possible game that's ever come out. There's some bootleg, janky looking Burger Time wannabe type of a game. There was even a game, I'm trying to think what the name of it was, that they did a competition of. I think it was like Ooze or something like that, where you couldn't even get past level 2 because they never finished really coding it, or something along those lines. And like people were mad because they couldn't beat the game, or they couldn't do anything with it, and there was a competition. So anyways, you're looking at one of the games that are on this cartridge. It just plays horribly, especially the Cheetah game. That's really bad.
Yeah, that's the one that I remember playing the most. I think most of everybody kind of Cheetah Man.
But these are just terrible. It's like, what did you had that handheld earlier? You're holding up.
Yeah, I was.
Look, of that.
Come to me. It's in my hand right now. There it is. Come back. So that's basically what this is.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the knockoffs.
It is almost this. I've played this one, and it was on my Benjamin's list, mainly because of this system here. Right. It reminds me of just a bunch of junk shovelware games that they put together. I remember, I don't know which magazine it was in, maybe Game Pro, Electronic Gaming Monthly, or whatever this came out, and they were selling it because I remember pretty distinctly that back then there wasn't many games that had multiple games on it, like Duck Hunt Mario and things like that. And this one sold itself to have, 50 games or whatever, 100 games. And I remember everybody was kind of blown away. And then when it came out, it was just a disaster. Half the games didn't work. And it is what this is. This is what this reminds me of. Every time I play something like this, I'm like, half the games.
The only reason I bought this, to be fair, is it's rare. It's hard to find.
Yeah.
That was the only reason I bought it. But you have to play it, right? You pay almost $400 for a game. You have to try it. You got to see what all the hype is all about. And when I got it, I was just kind of like, that was the worst. Okay, outside of collecting, if you bought this just to play it, you better get your money back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an awful game.
I've not played this one,
I
but
don't-
just watching it.
I don't know that if it's on that says. I wonder if that one's on here. I didn't play that one today. I wonder if it's on here. Most were smashed into pieces or used to level tables, is what Coy says. Game Dad, the bill. Oh yeah, so Steve,
don't pay attention to our back and forth.
Steve and Game Dad are having a good conversation about some arcades. Kevin says that sucker was 200 when it came out back in the day. I do remember that.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Kevin, my guess is you got it when it came out. That's probably something. I know Kevin. He's always had the rare stuff.
But think about that though for a second. $200 30 years ago.
I know inflation. What is that?
That would have to be close to $800 today.
Shoot.
Yeah, and what's it going for now?
I think mint condition loose. I think it's like 500, maybe 450, 500. Mine's not mint condition or in a box. Like if you get it in a box, forget it. It's like it's right up there with some of the grills. But I thought it was just nice to have. Mine's a little damaged. It has a little some cracks in the plastic in the bottom corner, but I got a really good deal on it. But again, it was more for the nostalgia of having something that's rare. Right?
200 was a steal for 52 games, Coy says. It wasn't even really 52 games, though. You got like 3. And because half of them were garbage and didn't work. That's about 460 today is what Kevin says.
Is that what it is?
Papa Bear. Oh, my. Wait, hold on. I got to shout him out real quick. Papa Bear, good to see you. Papa Bear is just an amazing creator. Him and his son, they do pack ripping and they travel around like Chicago and stuff. Great folks. He was on our channel back in November, I think. He hung out with us. Great channel. Everybody go follow Papa Bear and Baby Bear and the adventures of him and his son. All right. Yeah, this I thought about putting on there. It was another honorable mention. So I got 3 honorable mentions off my list today so far. And man, okay. So Andy, can you beat 52?
Oh yeah, easy. Kirk, you will particularly love this one. If you know me, I mentioned I went to Hattiesburg, and it's this big flea market kind of place or whatever. I wound up getting, just real quick, I got the McDonald's cup, the Riddler one. So I did get that. That was just a couple bucks there. I was like, oh, I wish they had the set, but I just got the one individual, which is fine. But I had a goal that I got this new water cup for Christmas.
Do it.
And I put stickers all over it, and I want a Nickelodeon theme. So I've got all these Nickelodeon stickers on here. Big Nickelodeon guy. It was my childhood. I love the orange years. I love everything about 90s and early 2000s Nickelodeon. It literally is my childhood. And one of those shows that were on there, of course, these are all cartoons, but one of those competition shows that was out there was one of my favorites. And I wanted so bad to be on this as a kid. It was kind of one of those like pipe dream things, like, man, if I could ever do that. But I loved watching it. And man, when they came out with a video game for the Super Nintendo, I was pumped about it. This is interesting because it's a game that I remember really liking as a kid. Kirk, not that long ago, I was at your house and we replayed this game. My George is Nickelodeon's Global Guts.
Wait,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
This game is hilariously bad. The controlling is, you don't even know how to play. You just have to like luck into so they have the different games that they would do on there. One of them was the bungee cord basketball. You know, you jump off the ledge and then you go and you slam dunk it in there, and the person who gets the most in a minute or whatever wins. Kirk, we played that for like 10 minutes, and we just lucked into figuring out how to actually score. How do you
score it all? Was it like a 1-0?
It was like 1-0 over 10 minutes. It was ridiculous, and it was like there's no like learning how to play it. There's other events in that, like obstacle course things with like that are just ridiculously difficult to do. The aggro crag, which is the big event at the end, was like literal lava falling down from it. It wasn't anything like the actual show. But in that, because my criteria, like these are games that are so bad I still loved them. There's fond memories of it. I remember playing it as a kid, but replaying it, Kirk, at your house, we laughed so hard for how bad.
The intro's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you got it queued up. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
so that's
pretty cool. But hey, Andy, by the way, I thought I was gonna get you on this one. You'd forget it.
No,
because dude, about 6 months ago, this is my George as well. About 6 months ago, Andy was in this house, in this room right here. We were playing right here. We're like, dude, we got to play this game, and it was the worst experience of my life gaming. Like, they give you like a 15-minute timer to get to the top, and within 15 minutes, I didn't even get past the first like level because I kept falling back down and doing it over.
There's the basketball.
There's the basketball thing. It's just bad. This is the worst game ever. When we were playing it, I was like, what? And what makes it even worse, kind of like you, Brandy, with The Simpsons, is we loved this. Like, we want to be on this. I can remember as a kid this coming out and being like, this is my only way to win the aggro crag, right? And it's like, I don't want to play this. I don't want to play this at all. It's awful. It's so bad. Yeah, to me, it's the worst game ever. I can't stand it. I'm only putting it on here. This is probably the last time it'll ever be played because I don't even want to like try. Prime, hey, what's up, man? Thanks for coming. This is my George too. Have you guys played this game?
Yeah, I have.
So bad.
And I quickly got over it. I had to test it out because I ended up picking it up, but it was not like I remembered and like I thought it would be at all.
There's one thing I will say about this game. It does not beat the Action 52. I'm sorry, Andy. You don't win that one.
Well, yeah, I've just never played Action 52.
Yeah, 52 is bad. And that's a great pick.
I will say, I think that they do have Mike O'Malley in this game, correct? And he says,
oh, yeah. They do.
Send it to Mo. We're going to send it to Mo. So they have that. But we recently rewatched an episode. I showed my kids this. I still love the show. Global Guts is one of the greatest. I would, as great as Nicktoons were, and they're the best. I'm not even saying the competition games. Nick Arcade, Legends of the Hidden Temple, Figure It Out. That was
my show right
Global
there.
Guts. I mean, just
what was the one where you clean the room?
I don't remember that one, but Double Dare. I mean,
you would run around the house and you were looking for things like under the bed and in the
that was golly, yes. I know what you're talking about now.
Anyways, hey, so this is a terrible game. Another licensed type game, and it's just kind of a theme. And but Action 52 is a great pick. Simpsons is a great pick. Guts is a great pick. You guys tell us. You can see on Instagram tomorrow or the next day who has the best picks. What's up, Judd 3300? Welcome in. Hi. And we're just ending the first half. Now we're going to do our honorable mentions. So really quick, and this is kind of how we end the show every time. One of the things I will shout to the 20 of you here, if you come back in the next few weeks, Andy and I are thinking about introducing some of the old second segments from the first 6 months of our show. About 6 months in, we decided to do this and stayed with it. We're thinking about running with some of the old stuff, some trivia, some quotes, there's all kinds of stuff. We're thinking about running with that and reintroducing that. But until then, until we figure that all out, we're going to go back to our honorable mention second segment. We added our honorable mentions back in the day. So Steve and Brandy, I was, trying to do our branding and I was looking things up and I was like, Rushmore, what's cool about the Rushmore? And I saw somewhere, it was probably a lie, but I believe everything on the internet, that Benjamin Franklin was supposed to be the fifth guy etched on the mountain and he never got it. It never happened. So we have been since like year one calling this all about the Benjamins. Let's go. So Benjamin Franklin just missed the big mountain. What just missed your mountains today? Here's the rules. So we can't mention Guts anymore or Action 52. Those are all off the table. We're going to mention 4 more apiece. It's not going to be nearly as long. But what I will say, Brandy, you go first, then Steve, then Andy, then me. But in the second round, it goes backwards. It's Andy, me, Steve, then Brandy. And then third round back again. So what it's going to do is like a snake draft if you've ever played fantasy football. So I will have back-to-back picks twice at the end. They're bookends. Brandy, you will have the first pick, 2 back-to-back in the middle, and then 1 you'll have the very last pick, Mr. Irrelevant. Here's what I will say. This is kind of some gamesmanship. If you know something that each other might want to pick to keep your list to have the best list, you can kind of steal one in front to make sure they don't get it. So if there's some really bad games you think any of us will pick, jump on them first. They don't have to be in order, just what you think is the best to keep other people from getting it. Randy, you're first. What is the worst game, the best one on the list that just missed your mountains today, or our mountains?
I would say this one, but I'll save this one.
Yeah.
I would have to say, I know some people are fans of this game, but there's especially a reason why I hate this like game and franchise. Let me just say that. That might ruffle some people here. Bubsy. Now there is Bubsy 3D, but really just all the Bubsies, because I kept buying them accidentally for the Super Nintendo over and over and over again. I had multiples. Like I literally have a printed list of games when I go to video game conventions, and I kept buying the same games, even though it was crossed off on the list. And like, now Bubsy 3D is pretty bad, and
It's a disaster.
literally, like, just all the Bubsies ruined it for me because of the fact that I just kept buying them over and over, and then I had to give them away, and then people didn't even want them. Like, it was pretty bad, I will say.
Yeah. I've not played this one though.
Yeah, you probably don't want to. Bubsy 3D.
Well, I remember playing one of them. I can't remember which one. It was probably the first one, and you rolled the ball of yarn, right? That whole thing. I know almost every list had the 3D one.
Yeah.
So I agree. We'll agree to agree.
Oh, good.
But that was a hot take, Judd. You put Wii Sports. Last week we did Wii games, and it made the list.
The George.
So, yeah, it made the list. So everybody's kind of agreeing with you. Hancock will be disappointed, I guess.
Yeah, I know there's some fans of it, and every time I hear them mention it, I'm just like, I'm over it. I think because 3D is probably the first one that I played, and it was so bad, and then going for full sets, and then accidentally buying those same games, even though they weren't as bad as 3D, it's just continuously buying them, I think ruined it for me. That was my bad. Oops.
All right, Steven, you got what's missed the mountain for you?
What missed the mountain for me is a game that I genuinely wanted to love. I know you said you were a wrestling fan. I was also a wrestling fan. And when AEW Dynamite came out, I was so excited for this game, and I paid full price for it. Now you can't give that game away. It's a horrible game.
AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, I was sad for this one.
Terrible.
AEW was you like to see the new ones, the new rosters, get all that stuff together, and it wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean, just from the effects of like they had an Inferno match, so like every time you slammed the guy, the flames would come up. You couldn't see what was going on. You couldn't see what was. It wasn't even realistic, right? Like, and you see when and I know wrestling's fake. Sorry, people, but I mean, it just wasn't.
It's not fake to me.
It's scripted. It's not fake.
And it's scripted, but
it's real life, okay?
That game, that might be a safe pick, but that game to me is just that's also a game that I would put up there as kind of my top of games that I own that I'm like, man.
So just like Jay always get Monopoly, you know what's going to happen to you right now, right?
No.
And she says you're going to store it in the bathtub.
Yeah, all in the bathtub.
So that's what you have that's what you have lying in the bathroom, right? Inside the bathtub, right below your cardboard.
Yeah, I started ripping the cartridges in half, and I started like grouting them to the floor.
Yep. See, told you we're gonna have to have an intervention. We might as well just skip this part and just have an intervention.
Yeah,
Nice. So let's. All right. So Steve, what just missed your mountain?
No, he just mentioned it.
It's you, Andy.
So it's to me. I got to put this one out there because I have fond memories of playing it and being like, "What the heck am I even doing in this game?" Sega Genesis, Echo the Dolphin.
Oh man.
I had to put it up there. It's just like Dolphin Simulator. I mean, what are you doing?
You said Retro Rewind today. He does the thing where he tries to beat all of the games that are come on the mini Genesis, mini Super Nintendo, and he's been on this game for like 3 months because he can't play it more than 5 minutes without going, I'm moving on to the next one.
So bad.
He hates this game. Yeah, I have this. This is one of my Benjamins. You took a good one. You took a good one. So I get back-to-back picks. So wait, Brandy's laughing. Brandy, you like this game?
So okay, if you guys know Stephanie, who Stephanie is, so when we met, had to make sure that she was okay with the video games and the collection and all that. And I go, "Do you remember any video games from your childhood?" And she said, "Yeah, I had the Nintendo 64." And I was like, "What game did you have on the Nintendo 64?" And she said, "Echo the Dolphin." And I said, "No, that's not Nintendo 64." And we figured out, obviously, that it's not Nintendo 64. But I go, "Do you want to play Echo the Dolphin?" So I got the Genesis Mini, and then I got, another Echo the Dolphin game for the Genesis, and I hook it all up. And she goes to play it, and she's like, "I don't understand the point. What are you supposed to do?" And like we literally
That is the point.
We literally like went back and forth, and I'm like, "Oh, you got to do this, and you got to leap over here, and you don't just swim." And she's like, "I don't like this." But it was the only game that she knew. And she like met the creator or the artist or something at Siege or somewhere one year, and he like signed all this stuff. And she was like so happy talking to this guy. And then like afterwards she played the game and she's like, "This is terrible." So now I just laugh and I think Nintendo 64. And
some of the people in the chat think the Dreamcast one's great. So Judd, Inspector Gadget for the Super NES. I don't think I played that one. I love Inspector Gadget though, but somebody else can maybe join in. Kevin says Echo is not a good game. And it's ECCO, right? Not sure what people see in that one. I don't either. So I get back-to-back picks. And the last pick of the first round, first pick of the second, I'm going to go with two sports games. Number one, I'm going to go with Super Nintendo, Bill Lambert's Combat Basketball. Just a horribly slow game. The court is like 3 miles long, and you like beat each other up and you throw the ball. It's just the slowest thing ever. It's so boring. And then I'm going to go with another kind of sports game, if you will, but I'm going to go one that was supposed to be number 2, but it never happened because they lost the license. I'm going with Power Punch 2, which was supposed to be, I guess, Punch Out 2, but Mike Tyson and all the things with his problems. And they're like fighting in space. It is awful. It's Power Punch 2, and there wasn't a Power Punch 1. There you go. That's a big deal. But yeah, I'm going Power Punch 2 for Nintendo and Bill Lambert for SNES. That's going to be – so back to you, Andy, coming back around.
Yeah. I'm going to put another Nintendo 64 game up there.
64?
I'm going to do it. I was debating which one do I throw up there. If you know me, you know I hate this style of game.
No, don't do it.
Quest 64.
Oh, man.
I'm doing it. I hate RPGs, and I'm not gonna.
So earlier when I said I figured there would be a genre of games that he would have, I'm surprised you just didn't just nail.
But I haven't played. I mean, I've played some here and there, but I haven't played a ton of them.
Look, he talked about it last week. Yeah, you're hurting him, man.
I know. I get it.
We'll make it up. We'll make it up with our email to you.
I'm not done ruffling feathers, though. I'm not done ruffling feathers.
We'll make it up with the email to you about getting some new stickers there, because I can't speak for him. Can't speak for him. All right, Steve, you're up.
All right. As a big Resident Evil fan,
Oh man,
I'm going there. Xbox 360, Resident Evil, Operation Raccoon City.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. Kirk is my favorite now. Yeah, I'm pandering. But yeah, that one wasn't great. I do love the Resident Evil series.
Yep.
I did see there was a couple of these on some big lists, and I was like, man, I didn't think they were that bad.
I was collecting, just like Castlevanias, I collect, all the Resident Evil games, and that's just one, like, I don't really need to have it in my collection.
Koi Fish says that's a rough one for sure. Or maybe he's talking about Goonies 2. Yeah, and that's another one. Goonies 2 doesn't have a Goonies 1. It's supposed to be based off the movie, I guess. Anyways. All right, Brandy, you get 2 picks. Shocker. Another bad 64 game.
Terrible.
Brandy,
They're
you
all
get 2.
great.
You get 2. You get the last pick of your second round and first pick of your third.
All right, so I guess this one made the list. Now, I am super nostalgic for all of these games, and there's only one reason why this made the list. I pre-ordered this game, and I was so pumped for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5. Now, this is obviously before they made Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. Hopefully, Tony Hawk Pro Skater or Tony Hawk Underground. Hopefully, they come out with the Underground 1 and 2. That would be great. But when they put this game out, I was so happy. I came home, I put it in the system, and it broke. I could never play this game. It errored out every single time, and I tried to return this brand new game, and they said, no, since you broke the seal, you cannot return this as a new game. And I said, but it is busted. It does not work. And I've never been able to play it. And I'm sure I could get it on another system, maybe get one that's maybe since patched or something and play it to give it an actual fair chance. But because they rushed this game and it was so buggy and so messed up, that's why it made my list, because it was the most heartbreaking of the bunch, because I was so pumped. Now, once again, before Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, and before they did that, this is what we had to like come back and like revive the series.
Broke, right? You know it's why it's broke, right?
Because it's Xbox.
Because it's Xbox.
Yeah, there you go, Andy. There you go.
Yep,
so
there you go.
if you've been around the show long enough, we are big fans of Tony Hawk and his games. Andy's dad was in that skateboard scene back in the day. So that's pretty cool. Fun fact. Back in California, Andy's dad used to hang out with the dogs out there.
Yep.
But so yeah, we love Tony Hawk. So you get another pick though, Brandy. You're starting the third round now.
Yeah, so I love my fighting games, and I love Mortal Kombat, and it's like one of my favorites. And someone recommended that I play Mortal Kombat on the Game Boy Advance, and that would have to make the pick. Just because I was so pumped, and it's not a good one. It's known as like a terrible game with like laggy controls, like just poor everything, glitches, and it's not one of my favorites, I will say.
Who are the characters? Like it looks like MK3 almost. It's got Sector.
I only played it like one time, and I don't even know if
It doesn't look good. No, it definitely doesn't look. But it's almost like, if that's what I'm looking at, like 3D almost, like the background. I don't know. Doesn't look good. Look good.
I think I'm more of like I think back then, especially minus like Pokemon games, like I think I was.
Chris says it's Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate.
Ultimate. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, I think I was more console or more arcade, as opposed to playing them on like handheld. Like even Tony Hawk Pro Skater games on the handheld, like on the Game Boy Color. This might be the
biggest shocker hot take of the night here, Andy. Kevin hasn't played a series of games. That's wild.
How can you say that then about the Nintendo 64 if he's never even played one of the best things on the 64?
Yeah.
That may renew your faith in the N64 if I throw on and then you hear Goldfinger singing this song. Yeah. It would.
So Chris is shouting you out, Andy, and your dad. Dogtown and Z-Boys, baby.
Yeah.
Bay. So, hey, that's a good pick. What's your third round there, Steve?
All right, I'm getting it pulled up here for you.
Uh-oh.
Remember
I can't
earlier I told you to come back to me on the one game because we talk about like all these terrible games,
The
right?
cover.
With the cover art. So let me load up. I'm loading up the cover art here as we speak. And I want you guys to take a look at this. This game, I ended up liking the game because it was challenging. But this game has one of the most awesome covers.
Yeah.
Now you're a 10-year-old kid in KB Toy Store.
Yeah.
And you see this cover, and you're like, "This game is awesome. This game has got to be awesome. Like I am buying this game." And then you play it, and you want your money back.
Yeah. Edwin, thanks for coming back and hanging out, man. Thanks for being here. So awesome to have you. Yeah, this game.
Dr. Jekyll,
it was on my
Mr.
list. You took it. It was a potential
Great
coming up.
cover art.
I remember this was one of the big things about this one was they kind of compared it to Zelda 2. But I remember like you played a lot going backwards instead of going forwards. And like it was hard to understand when you were Jekyll or when you were
and you had to kind of figure it out as you went. And then it was like once it clicked, it was like, oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah. What's everybody's worst game of all time? Exactly. Angry Video Game Nerds hates this game, says Gretzky. The cover is where the budget went.
So now this was a game, believe it or not, I begged my grandmother to get me for my birthday, and she got it, and I felt so bad because I hated it.
Oh,
and
no.
now I'm looking for it complete in box. Like I don't have it in my NES collection because it is, believe it or not, it's a hard game to find now. A harder game to find. So now I want it
Probably
complete
in good shape
box.
too.
Yeah.
Just for nostalgia purposes. I know it's not worth like anything, but for the collection, I want a complete in box just to relive those.
Yeah.
Relive those memories.
Yeah.
So, but it is a very bad game.
All right. Let me get to mine. I'm just pulling it up here.
Oh, he's pulling hardware off the wall. Look out.
Yeah. So my next pick, man, do I ruffle feathers right now or do I wait?
Yeah, go for
it. Do it.
I'm gonna save it for the last one because I know no one will pick it.
It's only me.
This one may ruffle feathers, but it's not. If you're just being objective, the granddaddy of all video games, I believe, is. And we had that Atari. I mentioned earlier, my grandparents had it, and they had this game on it, and I just don't. Maybe for what it did for video games at the time, but it never has to be played again. And it's the simplest one. It's Pong. You can get Pong out of here.
That was everything. That was hockey. That was tennis. That was
that's great. Yeah,
whatever you wanted it to be.
Life has happened, and we no longer need Pong. So that's
I think. Okay, here's a hot take. The people that don't like Pong are probably the worst at playing the video game.
Oh no!
Right?
You made me stop it. Don't say
it's
that.
just because you're not good at Pong. That's why you probably don't like it.
2 lines and a dot on a screen. I don't want it. No, it's horrible.
Yeah,
I don't want Pong.
I mean, I can't say it's a bad game for what it was. But
for what it was.
Worst game has to be The Lion King, SNES, and Jesus is King. Amen, Edwin. Thank you for being here, man. We love you. Lion King, I wouldn't say is the worst game, but it is hard.
It is hard.
It is very hard. But the graphics are great in that game, and the controls are decent. It's just a hard game. Yeah, so I get to finish off my mountain at least now because I get back-to-back picks. I'm just saying Andy is now my third favorite out of the 2 hosts of Rushmore.
I'm about to move down about the 5th or 6th.
I love that. Hey, Chris, I'm going to order some. I'm just kidding. All right. So, amen, master. So my first one off the list is going to be this game. I got it in my hand. I was playing it when you guys came in the green room. Steve, you were first in. I was playing it. It's the only game I have still in my collection that I hate. It's the first. It's just Skull and Crossbones. It's a Tengen game. You're a pirate. You fight like this wizard. The control.
Look at that cover. It looks awesome.
It is awesome, and
See?
the control is controls are weird. You fight these rats. You can't. I hate it. I was playing it. I was like, remind me why I hate this game, and I hated it. Like I was playing it. That was what was on for like most of the first half of the night, and then this one. This is probably the one game that I don't know that I said today that may or may. Well, never mind. I'm going to go with this one. You guys mentioned Superman 64. I'm going with Superman NES.
Oh yeah, that's bad.
90% of the game you're playing, well, half the game you play as Clark, and it's just dumb. It's hard to play. I was playing it today. He doesn't look very super. He shouldn't be super anything. You can't figure it out. You get shot and lose power. You're Superman. Give me a break. Like, it's the worst. I don't know. I'm going to go away with just regular Superman for Nintendo. All right. For as much as we love the NES, there are so many terrible games. Yeah, I mean, they were learning. And you're right. Yeah, check your phone. Brady.
Yeah, he sent me a picture of Bubsy. Terrible. I told him he could keep that game.
Yeah.
Bubsy 2 for the Game Boy. Just you can keep all the Bubsies.
Kevin says he has some fond memories of renting that Superman on NES. Not a good game, but for some reason played a ton of it. Yeah, I mean, some of those games just become a part of our nostalgia. All right, so finish off this day, guys. Andy,
here's the deal. Let me just say, Brandy, Steven, it's been great having you on here. If I get kicked off because of this pick, I just wanted to thank you guys for being here tonight. We'll probably be taking applications for co-hosts now of the Rushmore show. So if you need to, go to the website, fill out one of those things, and we'd love to do auditions because I think I'm the only person who doesn't like this game. And full disclosure, it's because I'm horrible at it, but it's become a franchise of games that has far exceeded. It's probably one of the greatest franchises of games, but I hate this game. And it's been nice knowing you all, but I'm going to go to the Super Nintendo and give me Super Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo.
My gosh.
I hate this version. I hate this version of the game. I'm here to admit it. I don't like it.
And we're going to talk Super Nintendo in a few weeks, and I bet this gets mentioned in the other 3 lists.
I hate this game.
Every time you bring up the fact that you don't like this one, it shocks me. But I didn't think you were going to go here. I thought you were going to go for a dig to me personally, but I knew you didn't like this game.
No, I've never played a Final Fantasy game enough to know.
Yeah, I figured that's what you were going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm alone on this island, and it's okay. I hate this game.
I like Mario Kart. That's my Mario Kart. That's the one I learned on, the one I played the most. I love this one.
No, Mario Kart 64 is the greatest.
That's wrong too, but it's a good game.
That's wrong. I do like 64, but I also like Double Dash. Something about Double Dash is like really fun.
Yeah, if we were ranking Mario Karts, Double Dash is
that has to be up there.
In the top few. If it's not 1, it's 2.
Yeah.
Diddy Kong Racing is not better. I know that's a widespread rumor.
I don't know. I really like 8 for the Switch. I love 8. That's probably my George.
I was gonna say the new one for the Switch too,
and I haven't played that one yet.
That one takes all of them out.
Yeah,
I haven't opened my Switch, so
yeah. Let's talk about that. You haven't opened it. You got it for Christmas, and you telling everybody like, "Oh, I can't wait to get the Switch too." You get it for Christmas, and where is it, guys? Ask her where it is. Ask her.
In the bathtub.
It's in the bathtub.
In the bathtub. That's crazy.
So there, you guys, you want to know if you should get a Switch too? There's your perfect review.
Just put it in the bathtub.
It's so good. It in the bathtub. It floats. Oh, Chris is gonna start not liking you, Andy. Look, he says Diddy Kong Racing's amazing. You person.
I agree with Chris. It's just not better than Mario Kart 64. It's a great game, but Mario Kart 64 is the GOAT. So
my wife would probably say that too, but I did like Diddy Kong Racing as somebody that didn't
I
really
like
play a
it.
lot of 64. Yeah.
Do you like it?
Are you Perfect Dark or GoldenEye?
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Which one's the better game, though?
Well, which
hate
one's the
both
better
of
game of
Oh,
those
you
two?
caught him.
I'm gonna always pick
Which
GoldenEye.
one's technically better,
No,
but
I will say
one's
this
more
with GoldenEye.
nostalgic.
With GoldenEye, the memory of GoldenEye is a lot better than the replay now.
Yeah.
So
Hey, here's a hot take.
I could see that, but
Here's a hot take, and I believe when Pac-Man was on the show, he mentioned this in great 64 games. We did that with Pac-Man. Yeah.
yeah, just for the pause music alone and the music in general, give
They're
me
both terrible.
GoldenEye.
Kevin says
And the
they're both
fact and the
terrible.
fact that you shoot the guy who's on the toilet at the beginning of the second level. Is
That's pretty funny.
That's
All right,
your-
Steve, we could be here for 3 hours talking about a pause music. Steve, you're
Yeah,
up.
so I think the final. This is my final one, right?
This is your last pick of the night.
So, as much of a biggest fan I am with the franchise, again, you guys with the movies, got to go with Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters 2 was awesome on the NES, but Ghostbusters 1 is absolutely
Is
horrendous.
terrible. It was on a short list of games I was looking at too. It's a
Yeah.
bad game.
I'm staying with NES just because that's predominantly what I'm collecting and playing right now for retro, but it's awful.
I would love a
Terrible.
revamp of that for like PS5 in an open world chasing ghosts. That would be cool.
They do have a Ghostbuster one that's pretty good for PS5. They're supposed to be doing one for Meta for VR that I can't wait for, that you can actually go through.
I mean, I don't know a ton about PS5 because I haven't had one, but I think that would be really cool concept.
I do know that Gollum is really bad on the PS5.
Yeah, I heard that tonight too
I've
somewhere.
heard
I
that
can't remember.
somewhere before.
The world
Yeah,
is not enough is the best of 007 on 64 is what Gretzky says. Ghostbuster 1 is bad. Master System is great. It's great. Yeah, the Master System one is better than, for sure. All right, Brandy, finish the show.
All right, this is a fun one. Not for me though. So I didn't know where we were gonna go with the Nintendo Entertainment System here, but I'm just gonna say one that I'm not really a fan of, and some people might not like this. Friday the 13th.
Oh man,
For the NES.
Warp Pipe will hate you for that one.
I know. Some people will not like that, but for some reason, it's not my favorite out of the
You're
bunch.
fired.
I will say this. This game is super nostalgic for me. I played it a ton as a kid. It was on the cheap bin. I think my parents got it for nothing in the bin at KB. And the game, I only liked it as a kid because it was available, played it a lot. It was super hard.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to like it. And when I got this system, it was one of the games I was like, I'm going to go back and finally beat this thing. I played it for about 5 minutes, and I was like, no, I'm done with this.
I'm just saying we need a movie with him with the blue mask and the purple jumpsuit.
Well, so what I said with Warp Pipe, which Chris said, sorry, Russ, that game sucks. He has a cosplay where he's dressed in the purple and blue.
Yeah.
And he's got like the bull airs and everything. But yeah, that game was, yeah. Oh, Jose's still hanging out, lurking. Friday the 13th rocked. Yeah, I mean I'm not so against it because I did play it recently, and it's kind of hard to just muscle through. I wasn't having any fun. So
It's
I was
a game that you love to hate.
Yeah.
I think that's more it. I think also if I grew up with the NES, other than like the games that my cousins had, because I have older cousins, and
I just don't like the concept of how he, like, you have to run and go get the lighter and then run over here and then get in the boat and do all this, and then
I think it's just too
wish
much.
it was a little different concept of like how to get him, because the randomness of how sometimes he shows up in like a minute and a half and kills you, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating, and when you're not nostalgic for it, like I think if I played it back then, if my cousins had it and I knew about it then versus like older playing it.
Friday the 13th, made by Atlas, amazingly wasn't great, but was at least trying something unsuccessfully. Not a fan of the Friday the 13th game or movies. Speaking of fan of the movies, If you guys love 80s nostalgia, if you're an 80s guy, you want to see somebody that is just absolutely loves Friday the 13th. I think he has all the autographs of every Friday the 13th Jason ever, I think, on this big. Anyways, one of our favorite people, one of the first YouTubers to actually join our show. Jason Nupp of the New 80s Revolution is the biggest fan of Friday the 13th I've ever met, and he loves it. Go follow his channel. Tell him we sent you. He's a great, great channel. Just like you guys right there got all that stuff behind you, his whole wall is just 80s toys. And weird
again,
stuff.
It had an awesome cover.
Yeah, it did have an awesome cover. Not Friday the 13th. Well, anyways, that is the show for today. There's the New 80s Revolution. Thanks for sharing that, Andy. The New 80s Revolution. Guys, this has been our show, and we are so glad to have you. Can't wait to have you again. If you'd love to be back on, we'll figure it out. But guys, Brandy, you went second last time, so I'll let you go first this time. Share to whoever's left that maybe wasn't here in the beginning, kind of what's going on over at the Gamer Ahmer, your channel. What's this podcast you guys are doing collectively? Share everybody about your brand and tell them to come over and visit.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to, don't feel any pressure over here. I like collecting a lot of interesting things, and I'm running out of space, so the joke is that all the stuff gets hoarded in my bathtub. It's like Narnia. It just never ends.
It's not a joke.
Yeah, and there's always an intervention, I feel like. No, but anyway, I go to different video game conventions. I go to different video game stores. I find some really cool, rare, obscure, like kiosk standees, store displays, prototypes, just random things like that. I also like play and review games and just do all kinds of different things. So pretty much me and the Tech Buzz, we do the Game Masters podcast, typically on like Wednesday nights. But sometimes we might change that. But we pretty much do a podcast. We talk about different topics. We don't really hold anything back. Sometimes they get a little crazy. And we just talk about like real things that are happening, whether it's like directly in like the gaming scene or like related to collecting and things like that. And we're all about community and, coming together and the love and support of video games and all this stuff with physical media, and just trying to keep this hobby going so that it doesn't completely die off with like the younger generation and with digital and all that. So we're always all over the place, and we just have a good time.
We appreciate that. Such a great channel. I've been following you maybe about a year and some change, maybe almost 2 years now. And seeing your channel grow and watching your collection, it's been fun to see some of the stuff you get at cons, and it was awesome to meet you at Seeds. So finally glad that we've ever have you on the show. And then Steve, same with you, man. Tell us about your channel and what you got going on. You used to do one thing, now it's another, and now you teamed up with Gamer Ahmer to do the podcast. Tell us all about your show or your channel and what people can find over there.
Yeah, so Brandy said if you want to come over, I want you to come over to my channel. Okay, so we're not going to play this maybe come over stuff. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, for when I first got into the video game scene, I was doing a lot. That's why Game Dad and I were kind of going back and forth about the 3/4. I was doing a lot in the 3/4 scale community with the arcade 1-ups and stuff like that. And then obviously you run out of room and you kind of lose, a desire to kind of continue with that. So a lot of my stuff on my channel is reviews, but I've also taken a deep dive into some of the gaming systems, my journey with trying to collect for the complete North American collection of the NES, which I think I'm at 480 out of 630 for the collection. I do have 2 of the heavy hitters, Little Samson and Stadium events, which is 2 of the big ones knocked out. But just recently, I started getting into Japanese Famicom games, which are like the Nintendo version of the Japanese version of Nintendo games. So I've been kind of diving into that a lot, and hopefully get some videos out this year about that. Just really exploring because I don't know a lot about it. I didn't grow up with it. I didn't play a lot of it, so I'm enjoying playing with the old disc drive with the Famicom and stuff like that. So, and then we have the Game Masters, which is a non-traditional. I like to say it's a non-traditional gaming podcast because Brandy and I will come up with subjects like how to keep your game room organized, or what do you do if tragedy strikes where you are expected bad weather and, like in Brandy's case, you get your game room flooded. Like, what do you do? So different things like that we try to be different with, to try to work together to try to better ourselves in the gaming space for the community and whatnot. So, but we enjoy it. We have a good time, and there's also the intervention. You're all welcome to come to the intervention. We try to do that every week. So you guys are welcome to come and help us because Brandy's a hoarder, and we have to work on that.
Well, we love it. Great
Mhm.
stuff. And
You are.
and so, hey, just FYI, Steve, I don't know if you saw this,
What's
but
that?
Chris is trying to remind you of something.
No. I'm not going to. No, I saw that. You see, he's trying to get me to do free advertising.
Yeah,
That's not in my contract. My contract is to come.
He had all the opportunity to advertise last week.
Yeah, why didn't you advertise last
He did.
week?
He did absolutely advertise. And
Hey.
speaking of that, that by the way, Chris, is my birthday. And hopefully Andy and I can find a way to get up there and hang out with y'all too. You guys are talking about Merge, which is a great convention, new convention that's starting this year, and it's up in the north, man. So
Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo, Michigan.
That is a real place.
It is a real place.
He says it's rude. I'm still disappointed that he didn't even invite my partner in crime to come up there. He invited me, made me sign a contract and do all this legality stuff. But he never invited my partner. Like, what's up with that?
Oh.
Hello, I'm here. I exist.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. He might not have seen me because I am short. I am short. He does tower over me, so maybe he just didn't
Brandy
see
went
me.
over your head.
Pretty much. But
Yeah. Hey, so I just want to shout out Waves and Games just showed up. Waves and Games was on our channel last year, and we just talked a couple days ago. He's going to be on again in a couple weeks. So love Peter. He's awesome. Thanks for coming back. It's going to be great. Chris says come rate his game, Steve.
No, listen, all joking aside, we kind of mentioned this last night on our podcast. We've been talking about how a lot of different gaming conventions can be cookie cutter, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because that's all that people have.
Mhm.
Game Dad and Square Pegs, Jay and Meredith and Lindsay, they've been getting a lot of feedback from people in the industry and people inside of the community, and I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with the convention because I have a feeling that they're going to lead by innovation and not just follow in the cookie cutters.
yeah.
And that's nothing against the other con goers. I just think that them going to different conventions, they understand like what do we got to do to be different and innovate and that sort of thing. So if there's a convention that's on your list that you're really like on the fence about, this is one like you guys were just saying that you want to try to get up there. Their inaugural one, you definitely want to try to get up there if you can go.
There's some hot takes coming in from Chris over here. Yeah, he's saying we invited her first.
He just like ruffling feathers over
Yeah,
here.
he does.
We wanted to end on a great note.
You notice that I put tunnel vision on when he starts talking. I just kind of focus on you guys.
I feel like he's you're amping him up. So I love
We do. We wanted to ramp him up on purpose, just at the very end.
And Wave says, haha, I look forward to it. Well, look, guys, that is our show. And man, if you guys ever need us on your side for a podcast, let us know. We'd love to come over and do a top 4 or something with you or anything for that matter. And it's been great. So thanks for being here. A couple things that are coming up. Next week, we have, I believe it's Mysticles and Zach from Grailbound Gaming. I think they're doing Easter eggs. It was Iowa Retro Gamer Dad. He had to move from next week. He's jumping back to, he's actually going in with Austin from Siege and Taylor from Crybaby Games. They're going to go back there and they're going to talk about games that need a reboot, need a remake. But next week, Easter egg game, best Easter eggs and games. Same bat time or same bat channel. We will be on Thursday, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Come and visit. Tomorrow, be on the lookout for, or at least this weekend, for the graphics. Go vote and see which one of us had the best worst list of games. And you can see that on our Instagram. You can see the Devo on and the climb and all that on the website. And we'll see you guys next week. And
yeah,
I'm going to finish this football game, dude. So Andy, tell everybody.
Tomorrow I will post 2 blog posts. Just so you know, I'm going to continue the Kiss music review because we're getting some good albums now. And but I will also post the other one about my childhood things that my kids will never experience. It's the emotional post.
I love that. I cannot wait to read that.
That'll be out. I had fun. I was actually finishing that in Carline while I was picking my kids up today, so that was fun. But yeah, thank you guys, Brandy. Thank you, Steven, for being on tonight. Looking forward to all that you guys have coming up.
Chris wants to end it on a sentimental note. He appreciates us. Everybody.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, for still allowing me to be on the show, even though I
Mario Kart, bro. All right,
it's not a good game.
Well, this will be talked forever.
We'll talk after this. Anyway, thank you guys. It is time to say goodnight. Let's say goodnight, like we always do. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your
top 4. And
nothing more.
And nothing more.
And nothing more.
There we go. Peace.
I knew there was something.